All right, everybody, welcome into another week, another Wednesday, another SOS, and we have SOS 172. I am Topic, joined by Jorian, and for our first game, we have Night Surfing versus Sekiznaga, I believe?
It's Sekiznaga. Yeah, it's Sekiznaga. It's one of the two. It mostly makes sense, like if you think about it either way, but mostly the main reason why I'm confused because it's some kind of name from the Polish, I think. It's a European name. Like they're a team that has been existing for like a long while, and they actually have a logo now, so that's a cool thing. The Sekiznaga that we knew before, if they were one with Bio on Topic playing comp, and yeah, they didn't have a logo for that long time, but yeah, they're gonna be around one. Night surfing. I feel like they've been about some time too. Like, but we'll see in descriptions, but they seem like, oh no, there's the reason why they sound familiar, because if you look at the logo, actually, it's a band album from 2007.
A band album?
Yes, there is an album of a baby swimming in water.
Oh, it's that no, it's not Nirvana. I know exactly what it is, but I don't remember the name of the band. It might be Nirvana.
It might be Nirvana, yeah.
So yeah, I'm pretty sure. I think, okay, we might not know the album, but we know it's probably Nirvana. But enough about their logos. Let's hop into game number one. We have Splat Zones on Ship-Shape Cargo.
The Splat Zones on Ship-Shape Cargo, if we know anything about these players, which most likely for right now we don't, most people would be knowing that the zones map is only going to be a single zone. It's going to be one straight line. Maybe a Tetris space. No, it's not a Tetris space, actually, far enough. It's only just a line. It's not your eyepiece. That actually is just going to be more of a reef slider chase or a Booyah bomb as well, if you want to be funny for that. Or if you actually do a quad bomb situation, you can actually cap the zone pretty easily.
Or to add on to that, you can use the splash down from the top of the bridges to really capture the zone. I believe if you splash down on top of the zone, it will capture all of it all at once. I'm not entirely sure about that.
Yes,
but okay, well, we might have some cheese coming soon, but we'll see. But overall, I do think this map is a pretty alright zones map. I think it is kind of easy to lock the enemy out because there are only two real ways in. You have the straight through that little hallway through mid, and then you have potentially the right hand side. But if you go that way, you're going to be at such a height disadvantage that you really have to catch your opponents off guard, because if you think about it, if your opponent has a long range weapon, like we're probably gonna see a pencil, maybe a different charger, maybe even a splatling, if they're set up on the bridge, it's very, very hard to push back in.
Mostly if they're set up on either those sides, it would be hard to push in. But oh, so you're saying that we might be seeing a pencil, right?
Yes.
So we will be seeing a pencil from the side of Night Surfing, because Spell, actually one of the players, it does play actually backlines only, so we will be seeing most likely the pencil, or we might be seeing a ballpoint or even a cooler. So that might be actually the knowledge a little bit too, if they want to play the splash down to cheese the zone, or they could even be playing the edit or credit. One of the two.
Well, you said if they're a backliner player, I would not be surprised if we are going to see a pencil, because I think this is one of Pencil's better map modes, because again, if your team is in, you just control a lot of space single-handedly. You can control the entire left-hand side. You can make sure no one comes in through that side, no one drops without you seeing them, or you can just support with a lot of paint through mid, because Pencil paints a lot, as everyone knows, so you can just kind of paint up the enemy court and give your teammates a very, very easy fight.
Yeah, you could do that, or you could just be more of a defensive kind of player or defensive kind of team, because really, if you want to push up, you can play that, but the disadvantage of pushing up is really you can get put into a wipeout, and then if you get put into a wipeout, you'll be in a situation that the other team will be able to come back and capitalize on the zone. But if you want to be that kind of team to want to be having a full lockout, just stay in the whole time and just paint the zone and then just stay on the snipes and chuck bombs. Yeah, that could be another way you want to play that too.
I mean, yeah, but we're gonna have to see as we're gonna hop right into our first game. Let's see what these teams decide to bring out from the side of Night Surfer. We're gonna see a tent umbrella. Okay, a little bit of a variation on the other side of Sekiznaga. We're gonna see our patented pencil and a weapon that not very seen often, a Forge Pro, a very good weapon in my opinion. Okay, good start by Emu there with a quick double. You know what? Splat Bombs, the best main weapon in the game.
Splat Bombs is the main weapon of the game, but also it's funny that the Forge Pro has been started coming up soon enough, or shortly after, because if you saw in the news scene earlier today, it did actually show up a little bit more in the final area, so that Booyah Bomb is actually going to be really good for capping, definitely on Splatoon stuff, but for Sekiznaga do as well. They get one down, but they also put a double shot situation as well, so they have 3 guns on their roster actually.
Yeah, and as you can see, Sekiznaga just giving up no space whatsoever to Night Surfing. You saw it once that jet was popped, it was like vultures to just a rodent. Just everyone from Sekiznaga attacked it. The Zuka with the fallout shot, able to get another one, but unfortunately for Sekiznaga, that will be the end of their hold as the Vac's gonna come out to get the members of Night Surfing in. And after a very strong hold, now it's up to Night Surfing to get themselves in. But I think the biggest hurdle for them is gonna be, again, that pencil just being a thorn in their side almost the entire time.
Main thing is, where is the pencil? Well, okay, there's the pencil. Pencil is going to be actually with the pro right now, trying to actually come up against in mid. But with the 2 shots actually going down, but that's going to be one. And then one shot is still going to be in the back, trying to go for 1v1. That is going to be actually the Inkjet as well on the side knife, so we're trying to play in a 1v1 situation too. But literally in the main situation though, right now we can see it clapping ready on the side of Night Surfing, and with only 15 ticks left on the side of Night Surfing too, they could get the lead. But there is Sekiznaga just denying that situation with Commentator occurs and immediately going in as well against the tent umbrella. But remember, the shield has like 2000 HP, so you will be killed off as it's said kind of right now.
I mean, yeah, but I think what I can credit Sekiznaga for is that they're really good at teaming up. At any time Night Surfing a member is found by themselves, they're quickly able to shut them down. But as soon as they say that one member of Sekiznaga is going to go down, another one's going to go down, so there's be no strikes for them. But they're still able to hold on to zone, at least for a little bit here. Night Surfing are going to finally try to get in. There's another Zuki coming up, but there's the Inkvac shutting that down. The Jet just barely not able to get the final hit on this shot. Fell here with the Jet. It's going to be forced back, but unfortunately for Sekiznaga, their pencil is going to go down, so that gives Night Surfing a lot of free space to work with, and they are taking full advantage of that. As you can see, a very aggressive crab coming out, and it's working out really well for Night Surfing.
Yeah, also to say that too, we see Sekiznaga they have Sekinaga's actual Tentamists coming in. That is not Tentamists, that is actually Triggerfish coming in, and that is going to be colossal of no zone cap, because that only hit the middle of the zone, not actually the far end of the zone or the back end of the zone. Very Emu and the rest of the team of Sekiznaga are going to be coming in. But we see as well for Night Surfing, the Angel is going to be coming to play in a matter of a second, because once that Booyah Bomb comes to play, VC fell immediately going to actually, because they know that if you want to Booyah, you're stuck. You're holding there for a second, and because that flip-flop back and forth situation with only 2 down on the side of Sekiznaga in the respawn now, there's Night Surfing is going to be coming up in. And we also see Zuka, and that's going to be a crab mostly. Okay, no, that's actually again test the missiles coming in. Okay, no.
You know what? Talk about seeing the angles, seeing the geometry for Sekiznaga, able to very quickly shut down one member, as the rest of Sekiznaga is going to come in, try to capture this ballpoint. They are able to get them down. Unfortunately for them, not able to get a whole lot out of it, because the pencil, or not the pencil, the Tentatech, the tent umbrella is going to be there to just cause as big a distraction as possible. With the Vac at the ready, there is going to be popped. It's just been a very back and forth game as of this moment.
Yeah, everything right now with the back actually surviving that kill off as well, because they actually got the game themselves. We're going to be seeing Night Surfing coming in with Did he just? Okay, no. Okay, it took a second, but then he finally killed off. But in about of a second later, we see 2 down on each side. We see Bell versus the T-Tech actually right here, and that's actually reported going to be helping him out as we're going to be seeing the 10th Bella. They got to bomb on the shield, and it really get a headshot in the off angle because the camera was so close to them as well. That is just full-on action might have put inside a Sekiznaga. So as we see right now, if they hold the zone for only 30 more seconds, they get the win.
I mean, yeah, shout out to Emu with just getting a bomb kill on the tent, getting it out of the way really quickly, and another 2 down for Night Surfing. Not what you want to see here, as Sekiznaga is so close to breaking through the penalty. There's a weird bomb to keep them back, but here we go. The final couple of seconds, Sekiznaga able to get the lead. The strikes are gonna come out. There's the jet. Everything in the kitchen sink is being thrown at the zone, able to capture it for Night Surfing. However, not able to get anything around it. So Sekiznaga says, you know what, you can get zone for just a second, but they captured it right away, and that will be a very, very close win for Sekiznaga.
But now we're going to move on to game 2, which is going to be a Waymaker map. And as we know, for the past few times, or basically for forever, from what Justin's, our streamer, has said, we're going to be going into the sandwich zone, zone sandwich. We are going to be going to zones, and then another map mode, and then zones again. In this kind of group formatting, with the map board combo like that, we will be seeing if the teams are good at all modes, or one mode specifically, because it could be that game 2 can go to Night Surfing, and then game 3 goes into a tiebreaker about who gets what. If Sekiznaga gets the win, they are a zones competitor, they're able to get zones, or Night Surfing wins, that means that the map mode Shipshape Cargo is not that good for them.
I mean, as we go into game number 2, I do think that just looking at game number 1, I do think Sekiznaga, they're from the outside looking in, they're not particularly a zones only team, because through a lot of their team fights, they were really able to get a lot of 2v1s, kind of pincer opponents. Anytime you saw Fel pop an inkjet, you saw 3 members just kind of look at them and get them down, shot down as quick as possible. It was just very coordinated, the best way I could put it. They played like a team, basically. They played really well. They played around each other. So this might be in their favor as we go to Rainmaker Undertow, but who knows? Because Rainmaker is is the most volatile mode in the game.
Yeah, but the one thing to know as well, for them as well too, is that being up close to personal is the main thing that you want to see in a Waymaker in general. So Emu was on the side of Sekiznaga, if I remember correct, right?
Yes.
That triple shows a lot for Sekiznaga right there, because if they can get up close to personal and get that bomb kill, and also just throw themselves out there and know directly what they're going in, and go for a triple like that, we know that if we make Undertow, that left side nearby the checkpoint, it's going to be a huge fist fight, and that might be going to the side of Sekiznaga just because of that.
Okay, hold up. Sorry to interrupt you, but we have a lot of switches coming out for Night Surfing here. We're going to see a vanilla dualies, actually no, all weapons change, a vanilla dualies, a not 79, a Tri-Slosher Nouveau, and a Splatoon Sniper. Very different weapon comp coming out for them. A much more aggressive, much more in your face. So we can see Night Surfing go super all out aggression here, as Ying gonna pick it up. Unfortunately, they're gonna go down really quickly, and unfortunately for them, 3 members of Night Surfing gonna go down. Some jumps are gonna come in. Kiddo's not able to finish off quite a few of them. Ying gonna get the pick in return. However, they're gonna get the Rainmaker as well. So a very action-packed first 30 seconds.
Yeah, here's the one thing that you forgot to mention. Emu, who played the pro before, actually switched off to the 52 gal, so that's even more aggressive to your face. I actually like this side of Night Surfing, so that's basically more or less countering, but also at the same time too, the vanilla knowledge is going to be a little bit of a change, because that's going to be supporting the rest of the team for the side of Night Surfing to go up ahead, and we're going to be seeing them with Ying actually going in for the first checkpoint. And literally with that, the whole zone area for the Rainmaker Pencil has been painted by Sekiznaga right after that.
Yeah, and I think what we've really seen the difference between Game 1 and Game 2 for Night Surfing is that they're playing a lot more up forward. They're playing a lot more aggressive. They're playing a lot more in the face of Sekiznaga, and so far it's working. As the Rainmaker is going to go down once again. I think the change up in weapon counts allows them to just kind of play a bit more, I don't say recklessly, but a bit more loosely. They're not really tied to just having to play it back a little bit, because as you see again, Night Surfing able to pick up the Rainmaker. There's a crowd coming up from Yamura trying to at least clear out some space for Ying, the Rainmaker carrier. One's gonna go down, no pencil, no cooler for Sekiznaga, and gonna get down to 20 points remaining. Night Surfing with a very, very commanding lead right now.
The funny thing is too, for Night Surfing, okay, we were just going for direct kill right like before, but honestly for Night Surfing, what they did to get the 20 points as well, one thing to notice on that, I think the Rainmaker carrier did actually do switches and left and play to actually make it all the way there, so that is truly surfing for you if you want to go for that strategy. But really for the side of Sekiznaga, they're just staying on the left side on top, waiting for the perfect time to go back down, because they know they're in 3v1 situation, and wait for the rest of the team. As we see actually that's going to be Night Surfing fell, actually countering them and killing them off.
I mean, yes, you see, Sekiznaga has been pretty much shut down the entire game. Their whole game plan of working together, of being kind of close to each other, has really not been effective because of, one, just a lot of chip damage from Rainmaker itself, and the bombs, and the crab, and the rain. Just a lot of things that are just getting them down. As you see another one going down for Sekiznaga. Night Surfing looking to continue this momentum. Pencil's going down as well. Ying with the red carpet laid out for them. One member of Sekiznaga in the way. There's the whale to shut them down, getting it down to 13 points, just twisting the knife a little bit more at a time. Sekiznaga able to at least stabilize themselves, but with 2 minutes remaining, they have barely been able to get past mid at all.
Yeah, one thing to notice as well is oh wait, Sekiznaga just lost to Luka, and also Night Surfing just lost the dually and lost the trust as well on the right side. It was off killer because the reason why the sword was on the right side and wiped them all off at the same time. So it was a 2v1 situation, and also that was on the left corner. That was also the shot getting revenge on the sword, and that in your main screen right now it's gonna be Emu going down with the Nas spell. So that's gonna be again another one going down because of the Rainmaker shield that Yumeria. That's a solid like delayed wipe right there, but Yin could be coming back and getting the kill off Emu, the main aggro, so that's gonna be huge to the side of Night Surfing if they want to just play super defensive.
I mean, their comp is kind of, I don't want to say it's very defensive. It is more geared towards that offensive, that second gear, but they can just play a little bit back, because Sekiznaga, they have to go a country mile to get something going. The Zipcaster gonna get two to say, hey, no pushes for you. Another one going down as well. 55 seconds remaining. Night Surfing in complete control of the game. Yamura here, the Rainmaker carrier, gonna get shut down, but Sekiznaga, they need to translate this defense into offense. It's so far, again, they've been stuck in mid. They haven't really been able to break through Night Surfing. They've been kind of put at bay for a majority of the game.
Being put at bay for the majority of the game is like just because look how much aggression Night Surfing has been actually doing this whole game, and even right now, because that's going to be 3 down because of the sword on Night Surfing that almost got a quad actually, but Yumeria and also fell, and also Yang is going to be trying to clean up, but no, they jumped back, the person who was trying to fight. But also this even on the left right side again, just trying to stop it off, or trying to go for anything else, but no, they do stop it off actually with the side of the shot actually helping them off, and now it's the last chance to pick up the Rainmaker go, but with 2 down and with a Zuko trade off, and with the last person being alive is done with the Viper. Yeah, that's it.
You want to talk about maybe adapting from game 1 to game 2? Maybe it was just a different map mode, maybe it was just their game, maybe it's just what they do, but Night Surfing, they just kind of dominated from word go. From the 5-minute mark onwards, yes, at the very beginning there was a very even team fight, but ever since that point it felt like that Night Surfing was in complete control. They were getting the picks, they're getting the trades that were in their favor, they were just cutting off the members of Sekiznaga entrance points. They were just in control, basically. They basically ran the game, the best way I could put it.
But here's the weird thing though as well to notice is, with the game 1 and game 2, this game 3 is Triggerfish market on zones. In game 1 we saw against a 1-zone map. Game 2 we saw Night Surfing being able to hold and be dominant. Game 1 as well, Sekiznaga won by 4 points. And it was able to hold the zone for a long time. This is going to be the combination of both of them. But as we know from zones for Sekiznaga winning by 4 points, they might clutch it up to win there because they know how to hold an area. That's the main props to them for Sekiznaga. They know how to hold an area, but if Night Serpent comes in to wipe you out, they know it might be GG's and they'll take a long time to come back.
Yeah, well, you see the map mode. Now, Jorian, I'm sure you know my thoughts on this map mode. In particular, I do, overall, I think this is the vanilla ice cream, your salt and pepper, your Harry Potter books, your bland mashed potatoes, your Final Destination. What else? Your Marvel movies. It's the most common and bland map mode or zones map mode in the game. Now, bland doesn't necessarily mean bad. I think overall this is a good feeler map, a good opener map, because there's no real surprises. It was like, put it, the only thing you can consider a surprise is the flanks, but again, you're coming from one direction, so it's very easy to kind of find where the enemy is and kind of shut them down. So this map, I would say, is very good for kind of getting a feel for your opponents, is the best way I could put it.
But here's the funny thing, it's round 3. Not round 1. So there's a situation right there. It's on game 3 instead of game 1 because that feeler would have been good in game 1 because it's flat and everything, and you wouldn't know what Snake like Remelia would be doing because they have the dually, but who knows if they're going to be swapping again. Also, we saw as well that Notes, I think this swap, no, Notes was on Sword. We saw someone else actually play the Tri-Sorcerer. That would have been good. Okay, no, it was Ying actually Remelia both together. Those would be not
Hydra.
And Hydra.
Oh, okay. Hydra splat. Okay. All right. Hydra and a Dapple Dualies. A really weird dichotomy between two weapons. The most defensive weapon in the game and the most hold W weapon in the game. Maybe this will work for Sekiznaga. They still have a cooler with the zap, so a lot of paint coming down. And I like the Hydra pick mainly because you are the scout of the team. You know, or since you're such long range, you can kind of find where enemies are for your team and get a lot of damage for them. But so far, Night Surfing just fighting with everything they can. Emo going with the Ringside, not able to find a pick with it. They're gonna go down without going down without a trade. But Sekiznaga able to very quickly retake the zone and the lead here.
Topic, Emu just really wants to do a skill check on Yumeria, funny enough, because them going Dapples with the Gore on the Dapple itself, because Dapples actually is a really underrated weapon to be one of the worst dualies, quote unquote, because of the damage rate and because you have to be up close and personal. While for the regular videos, you have to be like in midline, you have a crowd to play defensively. Emu wants to play that aggression, it wants them Sekiznaga to focus on, well, no. So Night to focus on them just because of that V slider and because of them actually focusing on the right side instead. But all the Night Surfing, well, Yumeria and Bell actually focusing on the zone and not falling for trap. Night Surfing is actually holding on to the zone really well.
I mean, yeah, talk about taking what went wrong in game 1 and just adapting to game number 3 of the same zones. Now, you do see the Hydra here with the Booyah Bomb at the ready. They're going to throw it onto the zone. However, no members of Sekiznaga are there with them. So Night Surfing just paints it up like nothing ever happened. With 10 seconds remaining there, the strikes out, and the strikes are able to very, very quickly recapture the zone. But again, Night Surfing able to quickly paint over that. But it might not be enough because Sekiznaga not going down without a fight. Emo going in with the reside. They're going to go down themselves. The Zap going in trying to fight 1v3, forced to back away. They're gonna be able to jump out before going down. But Night Surfing, however, going 3 down, the pencil or the heavy ed able to quickly paint over his zone. Not enough, as again Sekiznaga able to fight their way back in.
Find their way back in and get Tweet down Amelia on Night Surfing. It's gonna be huge as we finally see the third player going down. But we're gonna be seeing Amelia on the. That's a weird crash on the right side to try to go for the off angle, but also that might be again trying to bait Emu to come to them as well. But as we're going to be seeing, the zone is going to be uncapped, and Emu is going to be falling for the trap, and Emu is going to be taking them down. That's going to be the main algo for a second, not going down. With the Zap going down for maybe another time, and Emu is going in for another goal.
yeah, Yamura kind of popping off for a second there. They're going to go down themselves. Emu going to go down as well. I feel like Night Surfing is not trying to give Sekiznaga any hope here, trying to kind of shut them out as the Hydra for Sekiznaga going to go down themselves. The Zap going to go down as well, so no cooler. It's just Emu remaining, trying to force the back away. Yamura going all in, trying to at least stop them. With the Reef Slider, is going to get shut down. A very, very upfront crab. It's looking to dislodge the Hydra. It's not going to quite work out. The T-Tag able to win that 1v1. And now if you're Sekiznaga, you have to go right now. You cannot wait. There's the Bia Bomb. Emo trying to go in. They're going to get shut down. The Strikes will come out. It's going to recapture the zone with the Booyah Bomb. So Sekiznaga will live to fight another day as the Zap getting 1, getting 2, staying alive, looking for the 3rd. The pincher is going to work. That's going to be 3. Delayed wipeout, and Sekiznaga by the skin of their teeth able to just hold on here and have another chance.
I don't know if you saw that at the end, but the Ema and Numeria fight at the end, right at that corner, where that signal is, that was actually the Beef Slider coming in and killing off Numeria. So that's gonna be huge for the side of Sekiznaga. They don't have any penalty points anymore, but they don't have any Booyah, they don't have any coolers, so they actually need to do what they're known to do, put the game on hold. And now we're gonna be seeing barely enough. That's gonna go to nice time set because they only have 1 person in the zone and everyone else will be respawning.
I mean, yeah, you're not quite able to hold with no specials to your name, but so far, Night Surfing just looking to kind of push up and get as far in as possible. One's gonna go down, the Zipcaster coming out, another one's gonna go down, going for that Hydra. Is the Zipcaster not quite able to find it just yet? Hydra able to get out for now, and now Sekiznaga same place again. They're 2 down, they're 3 down. Night Surfing is gonna eat through their penalty points, and 3, 2, 1. That's all she wrote. Night Surfing, after a pretty back and forth game 1, came back with a force to win game 2 and take the set in game 3.
Honestly, for Night Surfing, I think game 1 was just game on nerves. That was just people's time to warm up and just starting to get ready again. But once game 2 hit, they were already fully prepared. And then game 3, again, for shouting out Yumeria in general, that skill check mostly, and that aggressive battle against the other dually player of Emu on the Dapple, I think just woke them up and decided, okay, I see what you're doing in game 2, let me try to do that better. And they did it better. So in that situation for Night Surfing, with that, they are going to be now moving on to round 2 in groups A to fight around seed 1. So good job.
Yeah, you know what? Very, very good showing from Sekiznaga. Put up a really good fight. Unfortunately, they didn't have enough in the tank to last all 3 rounds with Night Surfing. So Night Surfing will take the set, and with that'll be it for round number 1. But I believe, Jorian, we have our second set already ready, right?
Oh my god.
Oh, I see.
Topic. You want to type the team on the left?
All right, so for our second set, we have the Grillers, a very they've been around the block for a minute, you know, and on the other side we have vectorQry, another team that's been around for a minute. So for the side of the Grillers, we have Devi, Cookie, my guy RDB, and 95-348. Probably just go by 95 there. And on the side of vectorQry, we have the titular Cry, Apso, Aura, Lorca, Crypt, and Meta. So yeah, anything else, Dorian?
Is there anything else that you want to say specifically as well? But the Grillers or West Broadway Grillers from 2021 from P2021 because they got cancelled during that then. Like, isn't this your team that you won low ink with all the way back then? Isn't it?
Potentially.
Okay, yeah, no. If you know what, if anyone wants information, the Grillers is Topic's last team. Why Topic was not invited, who knows? But Debbie Cookie, my guy, in 9348, that was actually picked up later in a time for West Broadway. Yeah.
Yes, I can confirm as a former member. Devi, of course, Hydra player, Hydra main, Hydra mother. Oh, it's been around. Cookie, a very I believe they still play shot, the very aggressive player, you know, shots, your 52s, all of that. RDB and 9534, I'm not too sure. I don't have as much information for.
Pickup.
Yeah, I believe, I don't want to say it's a pickup. I want to say they're members, but I haven't checked in on that. Do you have any information about vectorQry? They're the other team.
So up until they started in 2021, 2022-ish, they've been grinding ever since. They actually have a logo too. They started in the Battlefight era of Lowing. They didn't get banned yet. Or no, I think they got banned recently actually in the last couple months. They have been a prison break grinder, but unfortunately they are starting off as a prison break grinder, so unfortunately they are going to the depths of being high seed for the lower seed. But slowly but surely they're getting up to the level. Like they played in prison break last night, and they did and they survived until loser bracket round 2. So that's solid to them against a top level competition like that. So this is going to be good because this is basically the boomers versus the zoomers.
Okay. All right. Well, okay. You're technically right, but I don't like hearing. Anyways, we are hopping into game number 1, Splat Zone's Mahi Mahi Resort. We're gonna see a very interesting comp out from the actually. It just came from both sides. Very unconventional Devi heavy edit RDB with the Dread Splash, Neo Splash, and a Blob Blobber from the Regulus on the vectorQry. We're gonna see a Nautilus, a vanilla rapid blaster with mines whale, I believe, and then reflux, a very unorthodox weapon we don't see that much, and ink burst, very out there kind of weapon. So very different comps from either side, very unique comps. And as you see, the grillers with a very paint heavy comp are gonna go in. RDB able to get a couple picks there going in, and you see the grillers just getting a lot of space as quickly as possible.
It's so funny that with my statement of the boomers for the zoomers, it's kind of is going to the point, but it's flipped that around because actually the zoomer kind of comp is going to be going to the grillers because of the Dread and the Blob Blob together. Blob Blob is barely used in the scene as much because of the pin annoyance, but mostly because it's not shown as a really strong weapon to battle against. But if you have a team to help you out, like we see right now for the grillers, and 953 actually being a blob made emphasis as 2, that makes sense. And being in zones, it's really the most annoying. And being a flat map like Mai as well, it's so open that the Blob Blobber can really do anything, as we see in the camp as well. But put aside vectorQry with the tentative missiles on the reflex, we need to see that play off a lot, but also be seeing with the combo of the Rapid Blaster, they're going to be trying to do anything for the pressure to come back in as the 10 minutes get pulled up, but because they get shut down by Macy from the grillers, they will be actually being shut out even more.
I mean, yeah, you see the grillers kind of showing their experience here, just making sure vectorQry has no way in, as we're going to see vectorQry try to do something here. They have whale, they have rain, they're going to have, I believe, another whale at the ready. Yes, they are. Pistols are coming out. The strikes are going to come out as well. They're going to be able to capture the zone. Not quite. Grillers, the paint will be a bit too much. Ronin, the last member remaining, able to get one, but that's not going to be it. And the grillers with a very commanding game number 1.
Again, they're starting to come back actually too, because I think I remember from Blue Sky Squeak from Debbie, I think Debbie did say that they were leaning back into playing competitive again, and they liked playing it last week. So it's a really good shining that they're doing this again, and they're picking up the older crew. Other than you topic, unfortunately. But yeah, really, like what's good to see is the girls still have it, even though they're the old folk. With the rest of us, they still have it and they're still able to play it off like they could before in zones. But in museum though, that's the main thing. So really what we're gonna be seeing for museum and Delphine on clams is gonna be interesting.
I mean, yeah, I would assume, because again, I do believe this very paint-oriented comp can work. We see how aggressive they be, especially with Mary, aka Cookie, on the splash being very aggressive, and RDB with the Dreadbringer. If that comes back, I see that coming back very well. It's very aggressive, especially with help from the Blob and Devi possibly sticking with the heavy, maybe going over to Hydra. It could be very interesting challenging, especially for vectorQry to fight against, because you saw what Grillers did at game number 1. If you're a vectorQry, you got to deal with the frontliners first and foremost, because if you don't, the game can just snowball from there.
But very intimating for Clam and Museum, as we know that this is really a better comp map that people play. Like for the side of vectorQry, I feel like we saw every time they get streamed, even if it's SOS, if it's any other tournament, I feel that vectorQry is shown in the side of Clam by some museum, and I feel like they could play this off as aggressive. But remember, this is the sandwich mode. So we saw them in zones, they were able to cap it off a little bit, but maybe the comp might work in Clamplets this time.
I could see it. You know, you have the, I think Rain is very good for the knot. That could be really successful, especially since Plat does only have that, or only the one main entrance. Rapid Blaster, very good. I like Rapid Blaster, especially from mid. You can hit the other side, so that could be very useful. So I could see vectorQry putting up a lot more of resistance, but the question is, can they build off of that? That's the thing. Like, if you can play good defense, but can you translate that into offense? That's, I feel like, going to be a really big struggle for them, as we're going to see RDB switching over to the V Tri-Slosher, and of course the one, the only Hydra coming out from Devi. And on the side of vectorQry, double roller in a Ink Brush. Very aggressive, very front line. You better be in the enemy's face, but Devi with the very aggressive side, as vectorQry gonna go 3 down, and the Grillers already on the plat of vectorQry in the first 30 seconds, scoring as well. Devi getting 1, getting 2, forcing a third one back in the Grillers. You want to talk about a strong opening? This is the best opening you can have for a team, basically.
Well, I think the best opening, but they only got down to 62 points. If you get it under 50, that's a really good start. But because only up to 62, it's seeming like it's getting better slowly but surely, because we see that we just on the top side slings it, but now my guy, RDB, is going in with the tri-salts. They're going down to 438. Now, Devi, if they shoot their claims in, they can actually get it down to 29, but no, that's either going to be soon enough. That's going to be something else. So that's going to be Macy actually getting down to 20. That is now a solid opening. We see also as well, 95-3 actually changing up to the Kraken kind of blob up as well, and also we see the Tri-Slosher coming out as well. We see the Hydra again, the bit from Devi as they playing in action, but also the double roller, like I said, topic on vectorQry. We do see the Carbon and the Fling. The Fling is going to be used for missile spam, obviously. As we're going to be seeing that right now. We're going to be seeing the Butts trying to sneak in as much as possible, but also the TK trying to go in, but try strikes. But as for right now, we see for Grillers just playing action, just playing fully for mid.
I mean, yeah, because look at unfortunate timing there. Devi is going to go down. But yeah, if you're vectorQry, you really have to be a little sneaky here, because you will get outranged bar none. Like, you have to play a little sneaky here, because you can't face them straight up. So you have to use the strikes, you have to use the whales, you have to use the missiles. You have to try to separate the members of the Grillers. Looks like it's not going to be much. 9-5-3 able to find one, not quite able to find the roller. They're going to go down. Devi, the last member remaining for the Grillers. So vectorQry with the opportunity here to at least get into mid, kind of restabilize themselves, try to get something on the board here, as we're going to see the strikes coming out for one of the members of vectorQry. So maybe opportunity for their first push here.
Maybe it's an opportunity, but maybe at the same time, if Ronnie do the tri-saves like that, maybe it might be the chance for the Butts to go up, but maybe not, because the Butts going to go down, but Ronnie's going to clean them up as well. Unfortunately, because of that situation, they're going to be losing some clans. They're losing even more clans, but they got another pity clan, but no, that clan is going to be going down as well because of 9-5-3. Now Devi's going to be staying on the left side. Maze is going to come blind. They're coming up, with Devi actually going to be holding on to a pity clan to be able to score it and get that 40 into a 20. There's going to be another score coming in soon as well, because of the Tri-Slosher is going to be doing something, and also Devi just killing one in. That's another clan going to be dead in the water.
I mean, yeah, we see Grillers already set up here. The roller able to get one enough before going down themselves, so the push from the Grillers will be at least a little bit neutralized here, as the Clam is going to be forced down. Cookie here with the strikes, able to pop them onto the plat. vectorQry just going up as quick as possible. Gonna get the carbon roller here, as we see Grillers not letting their foot off the gas. Running here kind of in a really bad position for them. RDB just, you know, throwing toxicness as you do, trying to slow the members of vectorQry down a little bit, and the Grillers, almost like nothing ever happened, able to get quick 2 down for vectorQry. 953, you're able to at least scare them away. There's another score coming in. Cookie with a couple more clams coming in. There's the Inkjet. Devi with the Booyah Bomb's gonna get popped. They're the master member alive, forced to back away. There's the wipeout. So now vectorQry, if you're them, you gotta push up. You have to get mid. You have to get on the plat. You have to do something. You have to make sure that you can't let the Grillers stabilize here, because if they do, the chances of you scoring go down dramatically.
But honestly, as we see, vectorQry going to be able to score now, and basically with the jump it, because we saw the Carbon die for the pop, but also getting cut off as well too. We are going to be seeing now that the punch is going to be slowly but surely going to be down to 80 points, only for the vectorQry, but honestly for the Grillers. Funny enough, this could have been KO'd like 30 seconds ago, because RDB actually had a full clan, but there was 8 clans right there that actually the Corbin did pick up afterwards. If that actually did get picked up early, that would have been GG's, but we're seeing more of a factor of just patience. I've been seeing 953 going in, actually getting denied of going up the little bit of the pathway to go and sneak and get a jump in for victory. But we're going to see for the last 25 seconds. Trisect Ward, Booyah Ward, it's Stallfest.
I mean, yeah, because if you're the Grillers, you can stall back a little bit. You have the Hydra, you have a very stally weapon, you don't have to push up. You have blah blah blah, a very paint heavy weapon with the Kraken, so you can force anything from the enemies to stop. If you're vectorQry, you're gonna have to go, as one's gonna go down. The members of vectorQry slowly going onto the plat. They have the pity clan left, but they need a lot more than that. They want to do something here. The Inkjet will be it. 1, 2, there's the triple, and that will be the game, I believe, because it's only the Carbon roller left. They're not in anywhere close to getting up to the plat. Lorca's gonna get one, gonna go for the Zuka, not able to do it, and that will be the game. The Grillers with a very, very dominant game number 2, and a very, very dominant win, or very, very dominant set win for them.
Even though the goals went 2-0, honestly, even though the Carbon lost the match, honestly, I think the Carbon was just pure hitting with the Zuka, and I think they got the quad. So, even though you lost 2-0, that's just a clip on Twitter. So, who's the winner here for vectorQry versus Gorilla on game 2? It's the Gorilla, obviously, because they won the set, but honestly, that Twitter clip, kind of fire.
Yeah, you know what? We love seeing very unique comps, I would say. Very different comps. It's very, very fun. But yeah, that good games. Just, yeah, there's good set, good clean win.
Yeah, and also, so funny enough, yeah, we're going to get no break, because look at that. Our Mountie is actually going to be seemingly ready. Surviving in the funny enough. So, yeah.
All right. Well, I think, yeah, we're gonna get no break. One last thing. Shout out to the Grillers, 7 years old. Good job. Yeah, we're gonna hop straight into our round number 3, as we gonna see Los Boricuas, I think, versus Regulus.
Times I wish Fufu was here, and this would be the Fufu or Shiny was here, and this would be the perfect opportunity for the reason why. But unfortunately, Shiny is busy, and Fufu is busy as well. So as we're gonna be seeing Los Boricuas, let's say Boricuas and Regulus. These names are confusing. Oh my god.
Yeah, you know what? We will find a way to continue the to say these names. But looks like we're gonna go to our first game. We're gonna have a little bit of a callback, as we're going to go back to ship-shaped cargo zones.
That's goofy. That is really goofy that we're going straight back to ship-shaped cargo. As we see Barnacle and Dime on the third map, it's really, really goofy. Because there's a rare chance that we see double maps in any kind of tournament. If we see double maps, it's really funny on a commentator standpoint that no one else really says. Like, you played this once. You now know the information about it, and now you're gonna be playing it for a second time. Maybe in a third time in bracket, who knows?
I don't know. But yeah, like we said last time with this map, backline weapons kind of, I don't want to say thrive on it, but they're very good, because you have the the bridge overlooking everything. I wouldn't be surprised if again we see a pencil, maybe a heavy edit for some cooler, maybe a different backliner, maybe I don't know, we might see a tri-stringer. Maybe. I would like to see a tri-stringer, please.
That's gonna be that's the 1%. No, that is the 0. That's the 0.5%. Because we did see the reflex coming out for missiles. That's like maybe like the 5%, maybe the 3%. So like the 0.5% is gonna be the bowstring. That or even just the tri-stringer in general. That's just truly the 1%, the tri-stringer. So yeah, but really just for Splash Zones or Ship Cargo, if you want to know group information for these two are in the loser side, because for Group N, by enough Wavebreaker, we know Wavebreaker obviously from Prison Break. They've been grinding a lot in any mid-level or open base tournament that they can play in, and also it's European. So there's Seed 14 battling against Seed 17 VT2O. My guys, they are gonna be battling 1-1 actually in the game right now. So really for the side of Wavebreaker though versus retake, that's their own situation. That's for Grave and the Hammerhead. For here though, this is going to be for Maker or Lantern, and we do see in the Sendu information that there is points that teams has won on. So we can see actually that Regulus did win 46 points in a game, while for Los Boricuas, they got swept all 4 games previously. So we can see that Regulus has some opportunity, has some advantages up there in playing against anything actually.
Well, you know, this is the time, you know, game 3, kind of get some points on the board, trying to help your bracket out, trying to get a little bit more. But you know, we talked a lot about zone ship shape. Let's look at game number 2, a very map we haven't seen yet, thankfully. It is Inkblot Art Academy Tower Control. You got any thoughts on this one?
Inkblot Art Academy Tower Control earlier today in Piling Pool. That was used in game 2 of Back to Reset, and that was completely a sweep by a certain team called Condon. Actually fought against them, who is actually named as NA Supremacy, I think. They should go to sleep because we do not want to worry about some internet issues right now in the EU scene. But really, as we're going to be seeing for Tower Control Inkblot Academy, the main thing is left side. If you get the first checkpoint, you will be able to steamroll all the way to the second checkpoint and then steamroll all the way to GG's. Because if you get the first checkpoint, that is going to be the main checkpoint. Second checkpoint, literally just nearby, is in the open. If you get bombed, okay, that's the main point of why the checkpoint is there. The last one, all hands on deck. You have to get shot. You have to sacrifice yourself for the win or get a wipe out and you win like pretty smoothly.
Yeah, I do. To kind of go off that, I do think second checkpoint is the most valuable because, well, one, if you break that, you're basically on the plat, and it's a bit of a trek to the third checkpoint. It's a lot easier to get to once you break that second checkpoint. But it looks like we're not have to talk about that game just yet, as we're gonna hop into game number 1. A bit of a recall back to our first one. We're gonna see an E leader. Okay, you know what? We like to see it, and of course, there's the pencil from Los Boricuas. Let's say that. Let's say that. Los Boricuas. That's gonna be surprisingly. Los Boricuas is gonna be in the blue, and Regulus is gonna be in the orange, because there's 2 players that's actually pretty recognizable. Sean and Lily. They have been around the scene for a little bit, and Lily is still sticking to the old guns and playing junior. As I remember them being a junior main in S2 as well. That is great to see them play and off again. But we are going to be seeing the Zuka on the side of Regulus as well, playing it on again and playing on the top line, trying to beat the zone. Well, Lily, because they're on a junior main and the junior bombs is going to be the greatest thing ever. You can beat the zone pretty quickly unless someone from Los Boricuas can say something about that. I mean, yeah, we see Los Boricuas able to very quickly match whatever Regulus has. Unfortunately, they're not going to do that for long, as once Lili's try to go in, they're going to go down. There's a crowd coming out for Los Boricuas. Not quite able to find a lot, but getting their team in is going to be very, very useful here, as we do see the Zuka at the race. So if you're Regulus, you will have to be very careful about that. Make sure you don't or not in a very exposed spot. The Kraken from Sean is gonna come out looking for at least somebody to get here. One's gonna not quite go down, gonna escape, and Regulus able to very quickly take the lead back.
Be able to take the lead back and keep on going because they're going to be captain zone once again. But look at that, Ambi is going to be going in on the duty. I just thought anything that sounds like Emu and MB, that's kind of, they are playing both duties, so that's really funny. And anyways, in that situation, we saw vectorQry actually wiped out the rest of the team of Regulus because of a bomb up type because of Kitsu, and the rest of the team that actually was on the left side nearby the ramp got wiped out immediately as well because of bomb, and also because of most likely Kitsu, or even because of the zap, or even getting sniped by the Elia as well. As we're going to be seeing them for Regulus trying to come back, we are going to be seeing vectorQry as they get the lead.
Yeah, they're getting the lead, but Regulus not gonna let them have that without having something to say about it, as Regulus able to very, very quickly capture the zone. But there's Emmy with the crack. Nope, not anymore. Commentators curse. I guess Regulus able to very quickly get into the face of Los Boricuas, trying to at least get some space, trying to get a little bit closer. But I think for Regulus, the Elia is going to be a really big problem because it can snipe you off at max range, especially if you're the pencil player. For Regulus, you have to be very, very careful of Elia, because if you go down, that is no cooler for your team for at least another like 10-15 seconds.
I'm gonna be seeing for the side of Los Boricuas, so even though they don't have anything cutting up, they have anything set up, we see Regulus. We see the red map actually just getting solid cover the shot. They see the Juka coming in play, almost getting a double right there. They're getting a single shot because of the off angle and able to get the KO.
Yeah, it's just very back and forth game. Regulus were the last ones to hold on to it, and they just capitalized on it. They got really far up. They got the members of Los Boricuas out of position, and they were very quickly able to recapture zone and just hold on. So shout out to them. Good job.
Yeah, and also is that Doherty?
I think it is.
Wow. That's the very side that we can see actually the most space to get coming into play in this match. That's kind of crazy. But as we're going to be moving on to tower control on Inkling Art Academy, we are going to be seeing something again as we talked about. First checkpoint being the regular checkpoint. Second checkpoint is going to be the plat, where you can able to actually stay on the platform and able to just secure your way to the third checkpoint if you get the positioning set up.
Yeah, and I think especially once you break that second checkpoint, it's all about getting onto bats. If you get on the bats, you have a lot, and I mean a lot more space to work with. You can very easily secure a majority of the way towards the last checkpoint. But the biggest problem is actually getting up onto plat. That's going to be the real choke or real pressure point for both teams.
But we're gonna be waiting to see what happens next up, because if you want to see on Sunday, the roster, or even on screen as well, if we can swap it to it, for the roster side, we see a roster of 6 for Los Boricuas. But on the side of Regulus, we see a roster of 5. One of them crossed out, which needs to be updated because actually Lily is playing. So, if you want to see any kind of situation, that's going to be the main thing that matters is what's going to be happening for tower. Are we going to still see Lily come back with the bombs? Are we going to be seeing more shot action again? Are we going to see the E leader again? Or are we going to be seeing anything different on the side of because with a roster change?
It's like 50-50 for me, because I could see Lily staying with Junior because, well, first off, splat bombs are just the best best main weapon in the game, especially if you're a Junior player. Also, bubble on tower or just in front of tower is very helpful for at least securing some space. Not a whole lot, but securing some space, giving your team a little bit of breathing room. So I could see that being very, very useful. So I could realistically see the Junior staying, because it just provides a lot of paint and protection for the tower. But we're gonna see, as Los Boricuas, no changes for them, as we're gonna see Lily switch over to the end zap, so a bit more of a mobile weapon, and then Sean sticking with what they got, and Dino going over to the ZF charger for those GG strikes.
Dang, that's unfortunate that actually did swap for the Zap, but honestly at the same time too, it makes sense to swap for the Zap because it's tower control. If you want to stay on the tower, you better have coolers so you can jump back to the tower and jump to your teams to come back into the fight. So it does make sense in favor to the side of Regulus. But also at the same time too, look at that. We do see the ZF coming out. As you said, we see the Trichus coming in. That's gonna be huge for checkpoints. That's the main thing about this fight point. And not gonna be going into 1-1 and actually losing to the fight against Ardrex? I think that's the name that we see here in the light green. We're gonna be seeing them actually going in with the shot, but the cooler actually going with the cooler war, and actually with them going to win and getting a cooler out soon enough. They have 77 points. If they pin a little bit, they can get to the first checkpoint and actually get a cooler in for the rest of the team and get back in and get the lead.
I mean, yeah, you see Los Boricuas trying to get in, but there's Dino getting one down, taking away some pressure from them, and the cooler, unfortunately, is going to be knocked over. So someone spilled the Arizonas, as there's been no more cooler for Los Boricuas, so I'm going to have a lot harder of a time getting in. The bombs, however, is going to at least stop Regulus from pushing a little bit further. Sean with the Kraken up in bats where you want someone to be, gonna fall down, not quite able to find the pig in a really awkward situation, gonna find their way out. The Zuka with the chick damage is gonna get them in. There's the crab coming out from Los Boricuas, trying to get something going, trying to play some defense. Sean there is still there, gonna get shot down with the crab. It looks like that will be the end of the push for Regulus, but a very, very strong first push, getting through the second checkpoint in a little bit further.
You say if it's an end push, but if we saw just a little bit of a swap out, so that plus 2 points hasn't committed anything. As we're gonna be seeing only for Los Boricuas, they didn't get a checkpoint at all, but Regulus got 2 checkpoints. So that's the main thing that matters. Everything gets again just getting a double now instead of a single. Maybe getting a triple if they no, unfortunately no, that's gonna be Emmy actually going in and getting the cleanup as well. We see Los Boricuas go up this far, but the rest of the team are slowly getting there as well. The crowd is being ready, the way because getting ready. What's going to be happening in that topic?
Who knows, but so far Regulus is gonna go 3 down, so Los Boricuas is able to at least get a lot of space in their favor. Sean there in the back, the last one remaining, able to get 1 though, so at least stopping that from happening, as another one's gonna go down for Los Boricuas. So not quite what you're looking for there, not quite able to secure enough space around the tower. So Regulus with a very, very strong defense here.
I was gonna be seeing the blaster going up soon, maybe with the Krakens from Sean. Unfortunately, no, because that got cancelled out because of the sniper from Los Boricuas. Also, the Zuka war coming in full upside. Almost getting red fat, but unfortunately not. But getting Dino instead. Ooh. So that's gonna be a solid push again for the side of Los Boricuas. If they want to come up, most likely red fat is gonna be getting shut out by Clutch again. So that's gonna be huge again if they want to go up with the tower and slowly but surely set up the crab so they can actually get up on the left side and also play defense all the way. But no, we see immediately Emmy actually going in for the aggro kill instead with Clutch, who actually able to clutch it up and get 1 kill, but actually Red Fat's gonna be trying to trade him off as well. That's gonna be another, that's gonna be 3 down on tower for the side of Regulus, but Sean on the blast is securing it 2. And that's 3.
3?
Yep, that's 3.
That
and
it?
that's it. Unfortunately, that's GG's.
You want to talk about, it's not GG's just yet. 80 seconds remaining, and Los Boricuas are only 9 points away from Regulus, so it's anyone's game here. Sean gonna go down, playing a little bit too a little too close to the fire there, as now Los Boricuas in a very good spot here. They have the cool at the ready. They have members pushed up. The Zuka though gonna shut down the crab before it even has a chance to do anything. That's gonna be a very big hindrance to Los Boricuas. Another going down to a bomb. So Regulus, the defense is working out very, very well for them. They're bending but not breaking, and now Los Boricuas, they have 40 seconds left to try to find a way to break through here.
Well, with Char going down, that's not going to be correct for them. For Lily coming in with the cooler, that's going to be maybe good for them. But you see a jump skill of Emmy getting a jump kill by Redfab, actually going in and securely helping the side of Regulus come into action as Redfab is going to the base of their own base, actually to play defense. As we can see for Los Boricuas, actually going in for the sneak path. Plus, again, the main aggro to see about Los Boricuas trying to do anything. But unfortunately, with 30 seconds left and no one on the tower other than Lily, getting a single, getting a double as well, actually. This actually might be GG's now.
that it looks like it might be GG's. It's only the crab to do anything here, but Regulus just that needs to hold on here. Lily's gonna drop not close enough to the tower, and that will be it. Regulus will hold on and defend themselves from Los Boricuas' attack, and they will win the set 2-0 in a very, very close fashion. I feel like that game could have gone either way. It was just the defense from Regulus was just too strong to break through.
Yeah, definitely for sure. The defense by Regulus was being too strong, and also if you want to know a funny story too, this is another Boomer versus Zoomer type of team battle because Regulus is actually the Boomers, so they know about how to do it, how to play super aggro, how to play super back in. They know what was going to be happening, so they were set up for that to happen in general. So that's how they were able to hold for so long and able to come back in and play aggro as much as possible. But it's not for Los Boricuas. They still need to be writing the books. They need to remember. They still need to read up on what they need to do for comp for battling. But at least the main thing is though for Los Boricuas, they got landed bracket. For Regulus, they got makeup bracket. But one thing to really know as well, I really wish that we saw from Emmy a lot of crabs more, because they had the crab ready, but we didn't see them on the moments that they could have popped it in.
I mean, yeah.
That would have been a perfect change right there too.
I mean, I think what happened was they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time, because I think we saw it twice or 3 times where the second Emmy popped a crab. Guess what happened right to the face? It was a Zuka shot. So I think it was just, again, bad, unfortunate timing for any crabs to be popped. So I guess shout out to Regulus for just shutting down a crab before he even started.
Oh no, shout out to Regulus just knowing how to play super aggro and special coordination as well. That's the main thing that I want to shout out Regulus for. Because we saw from Red Wrath, we saw from Sean, we saw the Kraken Zuko combo coming out, and we knew by that point they knew how to push up with that. And also Lily just being helpful for sure as well with their coolers. Even though it was minor, they had some coolers come out and be able to help with the rest of the team to push up and able to stand their ground. That's your support player right there.
I agree. Yeah, I think the support player kind of sets the tone in a weird sense. They're the ones that they need to, how do I say this? They need to basically be the anchor for your team, if that makes sense. They're the ones that you play around, because the support players are the ones that kind of set the tone. They're the ones that kind of give a lot of paint, a lot of specials, a lot of bombs, a lot of everything. They're the nucleus, basically. They're the ones that, it sounds weird, you kind of want to build around, if that makes sense. If that makes sense to you.
No, it does make sense, because the nucleus is basically the brain of the cell. And
Yes.
everything else around it is the whole body, so the muscle of the shell. You want to play around your support player, just so you get that's the winning support. That you want to play your support player so you can get the support you need. You need someone to help you paint. You have a bomb with you. Want a support player. You want to get double bomb with you or bubble with you. Look, you have your support player right your back. You want to play around them to get that support going all the way. You wanted someone to play objective. Boom, support player. They'll play objective for you no matter what. So, in that sense, yeah, Regulus did really well with that. And for curious, if you want to learn from that, definitely just watch the replays. If you want to be upcoming team low level, just do that. You'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're gonna cut our biology talk short, because that will be it for our group stages. Very, very nicely packed up. So stick around, however, because we have our top cut coming to you in a little bit. So don't go anywhere or grab a snack, but be right back, because we got more SOS coming up to you in a little bit.
We're waiting for 5 matches, by the way, if you want to know about the information. So yeah, be back when like 5 matches are done. So that'll be like maybe 10 minutes.
Yeah, so be here or be square.
Or don't. Go sleep. If you're eating, you should go to sleep.
Yes, but enough of that. We'll be back. See you in a little bit.
Oh, look at that. Look at the music. Well, look what happened. The bit has existed and it's coming back in everywhere again. Welcome to Top Cut of SOS 172. It happened last week or 2 weeks ago, and it's happening again all over again. Look who came back to Top 8 again. Retro Records. Oh boy, how many times have we seen you in every stream and every tournament so far? I think this is like your maybe third time this this week. And look at that, Core 4. Oh, look at that. JJ came back, and we saw them on Panic earlier playing with Free Flow, but look at that, Defade, Swag, and Goji. Swag, and I think Swag actually played with JJ last week in SOS as well, if I remember correctly too. Goji, Defade actually was playing on a different team as well. On Tuesday, in Panic Pool and Pennsylvania, they all combined together to become the Core 4. So this is going to be a good match for sure, because Retro Records obviously is a really good mid-level team, and Core 4, I can say by personal experience with the connection of Free Flow, they have some beef. They want to beat Retro Records.
Okay, spill the tea.
No, that's it. That's it. They want to beat they want to beat Retro Records. Yeah, because because basically anyone against Retro Records, as far as I know from looking at it, in the mid level who has been in the scenes ever since like 2021, battling Retro Records. Oh, they need to still beat them. They are still really strong in the mid level area.
So you're saying that Retro Records is their Achilles heel?
They are the hunter. Yes, they are the Achilles heel. They are the hunted to be for the hunters.
Well, we're gonna see as we're gonna go to game number 1. Another Splat Zones. If you love Splat Zones, this is a tourney for you, as we have Splat Zones Robo Ramen, or as I like to call it, the Ramen Bowl.
It's not Train Cup. What? This is Barnacle Time coming back to for game 3. This is crazy of a map mode combo for game 3, but game 1 beat the Robin map. That's surprisingly it's a game 1 that's going to be a standard actually. If you obviously like instant duplicity or in actually in the map pools in general for regular people. This is surprising that it's going to be game 1 again, as we're going to be seeing it's going to be a flat angle-ish map. Maybe we're going to be seeing Tri Slosher, maybe not. We're going to be definitely seeing Tentable, we're going to be seeing a Dually, we're going to be seeing a Knowledge, we're going to be seeing a Bella from Core 4. That's 100%. For Retro Records, God, what are we going to be seeing from them? Topic, if you remember.
Dreadringer, Dynamo, probably a Shot or a Zap, I want to say.
They have a sub.
Oh, okay, so I got one of them right. I got the Shot and I got the Dynamo. Looks like from Core 4. Double Umbrella. Okay, you know what? I vibe with it. You got the camel tent and the vanilla the V umbrella, very interesting. Then of course your heavy edit for your cooler. Now inside of Retro Records, I believe that yes, it's gonna be a bucket Glugas. Not very seen Gluga not seen that often, and so far fights are gonna start right away. 2 for 2 on both sides. Retro Records able to at least get some control first. JJ gonna go down as well, so Retro Records already pushing up as quick as they can.
Yeah, I think we'll be seeing for Retro Records, obviously in the orange, we're going to see from Nia, that is going to be them with the beer bomb, going to be playing with the Google theories. We're going to see the slots from as well, we're going to see the Diamond stay on top, they got a kill earlier, they might be getting another kill again because they play super defense right now. I think we're going to be seeing for the side of Core 4, that's going to be in the blue. We're going to be seeing, again, like you said, the double Bellicom, which is going to be playing in action right now, even though we are going to be seeing the dually and we're going to be seeing the edit going down as well. We're going to be seeing solid defense on the side of Core 4 as they're going to be trying to score the right corner, and they do, and they're going to be finally capitalizing on getting some points with only the Fade being the last man alive.
Yeah, and I think with Core 4, they have a really good comp to lock out Retro Records because they have the double barrel, they have those double shields, they have, you see the crab coming out, but Retro Records with the strikes try to at least get some space. It's gonna work out for them, but not a whole lot. As you see, Core 4 with strikes of their own, but a flank from Retro Records able to get at least something going, but not enough to get penalty onto Core 4. As there it is, finally, Retro Records able to get penalty, but Core 4, they're not going away that easily.
Yeah, they're not going to be as easily as we're going to see Swaggleton on here being basically the major here by against the slaughter of Insomniac. As we're going to be seeing them actually went back, as we're going to be seeing for Metro Workers, they are going to be actually capturing the zone once again. The shot is going to be playing on Tezuka, playing against the rest of the team like Goji on the left side, trying to play Survivor honestly at this point, trying to do anything. As we've seen Metro Workers just capitalizing on the point and staying with Goji going down against Sagi in the end.
I mean, you see how aggressive that Virtual Records is being there, all the way in the face. Rice Meow with a nice flick there to get another one. As we're gonna see Core 4 going 3 down, leaving only the 10s remaining. They're gonna go down as well. Retro Records is keeping Core 4 in this stagger, and it's working out very, very well. If you're Core 4, you have the crab. They decide to pop, but the crab's gonna go down to a suction bomb. Very, very unfortunate. JJ trying to push up, not able to find a lot of space. You're able to get one with the umbrella, but Core 4 need to affect the zone. The strikes are gonna come out. There's G there in the zone trying to get something. They're able to at least get penalty onto Retro Records, but not a whole lot, as the 10 umbrella able to at least get a little bit. Something got called a distraction but forced to jump out, so Retro Records able to I mean Core 4 able to get a penalty onto Retro Records here.
But Metro Workers are actually able to capitalize on the zone. It's going to be pretty good because Nia's going to be like up in the corner actually, and both of them are going to be going down. As we're going to be seeing the fade, actually back because Nia is going to actually be trading off with them, but Rice Meow is going to be actually going up ahead and with the slaughter, getting the zone. 50 ticks remaining, but also the Gula Duel is on the side of Metro Workers as well. They are going to be soon enough going to be getting to special, but they're able to capitalize on the zone again. But the fade, popping up, getting a solid double by day, even though it's a trade-off, going to be solidly helping the team to push up ahead. But JG actually going in and pushing them with the shield and actually getting the victory kill right there.
I mean, yeah, they're able to get a kill. Retro Records are gonna go 2 down, and see Core 4 is eating through their penalty. But here we go, Retro Records. They have the cooler at the ready. Oh God, just getting a little bit of a haircut there by this, just barely surviving that cool Zuka. G is gonna go down as well. Core 4 slowly getting forward. There's another Zuka coming out for the side of Retro Records, but they're gonna go 2 down as well. So Core 4 is holding on. JJ playing some defense here. It's gonna work out. The shield being a very, very huge clutch for them, as Retro Records finally gonna Booyah bomb the zone, strike the zone, through everything it can take at the zone, able to get it. But Core 4 again, they're not going away. They are matching Retro Records special with their own special of their own.
Yeah, but we're going to see 2007, 46 remaining, 45 ticks remaining on the side of Metro Workers as well. What we want to see up on the side of Core 4, that's Zuka. That's the main thing we wanted to see here, and we're going to see a solid double from Goji. I'm going to see from JJ's perspective right now, going to 1v1 against Nia, who does jump up as well, so that's going to be a good thing, but the wall is going to be left alive. But also for Saki, that's going to be 1v1 with the fade as well. That's actually called for like a 2v1, and that's going to be a double kill, well, a helpful of a double kill for the side of Core 4. I'm going to see with 25 ticks remaining, and a crab, and every spot on existence for the side of Metro Workers. We need to see basically paint on the zone for Core 4 for them not to secure the win, but no, unfortunately with 2 seconds left, that's going to be the trade-off.
I mean, Retro Records, they just kind of, like you said, they threw every special they could at the zone, able to capture it. Core 4 just barely not able to recapture the zone before you saw the tape across. So very, very close game. It was just Core 4, they kind of broke down at the very end and were quite able to hold on. So very close and competitive game. So, you know, shout out to both teams. I would expect to see a very, very close set.
And now we're going to be going on to game 2 with Clamps on Yamame Ruins. And okay, this is a Retro Workers pick. If anything, if you learn from anything, by the way, this is more of a Retro Workers pick than Core 4 because the lockout scenario they could do. With the Dynamo and with the Google Duelist from the side of Retro Records, that could be a huge lockout, but also on the side of Core 4, we do see again the pace duelies, swags, edit that could be changed to a ballpoint, that could change to a Nolus. Goji and JJ is going to be sticking with the double battle comp unless JJ does switch to the Viper. That's possible.
I mean, I could see it, but at the same time, Umbrella worked so well. It was just, again, one final fight that didn't go in their favor. So I could realistically see a couple switches, maybe like you said, maybe a ballpoint from Core 4, but I think Retro Records We've seen it before. I'm pretty sure they're gonna stick with what they got. Only real change I could see Rice Meow switching over to the Dreadringer so they could paint zone all in one go. But other than that, we're gonna see as we hop into game number 2, Core 4 on their back leg, same comp coming out for Retro Record on the side of Core 4. No changes. So actually no, one change. JJ there switching over to the Sorella Umbrella with the Inkjet.
This is what you like to see from JJ, because Sorella is on the JJ's more finer pick against the other Umbrella, honestly, of a main wheel, because their inkjets is fire. I can say that right now, but unfortunately, because right now in the story, because you see JJ actually getting Nia, maybe getting Goth, maybe getting the Slaughterers on the side of Retro Vegas, but actually A is going to be getting Goth, so that's huge, and JJ could be jumping back just because they know it in a danger position right there.
I mean, yeah, here we go. We're going to see a lot of fighting in the mid. Rice maybe to break this shield, but there's a second bigger shield in response to save their teammate. Great teamwork there by the Tense Umbrella there on the side of Core 4 as Sunday able to get 2, and here we go. The scoring shall start soon, but Core 4 needs a power first. There it is, as we're going to Swag able to at least get up on the silo, which is very, very dangerous for Retro Records here. As you see the paint just going down for both sides. Retro Records with the strikes to kind of clear out their silos. Not going to work. JJ able to get another power in, and that's going to be a wipeout, but even though they were wiped out, that's a very, very good push from them.
Also, I think that was a tri-check triple, if I'm thinking correctly, or that might have been a Dynamo triple as well, because the map is so small. So really, that's an area right now where you see immediately the Zuka could be coming on. Nia is going to be coming on as well, going in with the help of the rest of the team from Retro Records, trying to get Goji. They do get Goji, that's huge right there. They are getting jumps. If someone from beats on Retro Records does come in, they don't get the score in. Without getting the score in, they're going to be backing out now and trying to stall for another minute to get everything recovered again.
I mean, yeah, we see Retro Records are going to be forced back here. Nia on the Booyah is going to be popped here, trying to go for one. JJ is going to go down. Retro Records slowly trying to decrease the space that Core 4 has to work with. The Tents does going to be really, really big for them. The wall is going to go down. Very unfortunate for them. Core 4 able to win that team fight, leaving only Nia remaining. So now Core 4, they can try their or going to do their best to be as aggressive as possible, as Nia's going to go down eventually. Now Core 4 looking to keep their foot on the gas to not give Retro Records any space to work with, able to have enough clans for it, but yeah, no one's going to go down. So Core 4 has been in control for a majority, if not all, of this game.
And that's good for them because they know now how to counter Retro Records going to game 3. But as we're going to be waiting in, how did the beta lift that? Oh, excuse me, that's insane. That's the 2,000 crab right there, and almost getting quad. That's an assist, but that's still technically a quad for Sonic himself, and that's gonna be another score for the Core 4 right there. And that's basically could be KO because there's clans right behind them as well. That's gonna be a solid more 6 points out of the lead if they want to go for them. As we're gonna be seeing JJ slowly going to do that as well, with the Alpha Sonic as well, obviously, as they're going to be now picking up together, and they're going to be jumping back in again. And JJ's going to be climbing in with more clams actually on the right side. That's a sneak little squid surge, and with the come from God too, that's going to be even more solid aggression coming from the side of Core 4, but JJ's on the backseat pedal.
I mean, you see Core 4 kind of learning from what happened in game number 1 and playing a lot more aggressive, being a lot more in the face of Retro Records, and it's just working out for them. Getting it down to 31, about a minute and a half left to go. Swags, though, is going to go down. They got clipped by the Zuka there, so that's very unfortunate for them. G able to get one. JJ with the follow-up, not quite able to get another one, being forced back. Nia's going to get them through the Umbrella Shield, as will be another 3 down for Core 4. So now Retro Records may be their first opportunity to get some points on the board here. As we see, they are moving very, very quickly.
Yeah, but we do not want to see the opportunity for Retro Records to be the first time to score, because once they score, they can go on a rampage. As we saw in the first game, they got the lead off Core 4 on that time, and if they get the score right now, if they get the RG picks, which the RG picks is going to be going right now because the clams is spawning their favorite, and that's going to be 2 down. That is going to be JG and the bait going down, and then now it's going to be Goji going down. They need the clans to come back in, which they do underneath the basket, and now it's going to be coming in. But we need that payday clamp to come back in as well, and that's going to be even closer now if they do. But right now, it doesn't seem like they are able to get it.
I mean, even if they don't get it, they still have some time to as Meow's gonna get a couple in down to 56, not quite able to get the pity in. So now, if you're Retro Records, you have to repeat that again. You have to do the exact same thing. You gotta win these team fights. You gotta build your specials. You have to just make sure Core 4 can't get anything going. But G, able to get 2. I believe they're gone. Gonna fall into the 10 umbrella shot. So 30 seconds remaining. Core 4 looking to hold on. Nia's gonna go down as well. So Core 4 really recovering from what happened a little bit ago. Looking like nothing happened to them at all, as we see with about 15 seconds remaining. They're in the driver's seat for this game. They just have to make sure that Retro Records does not get any clamps, as right now Retro Records, they only have 3 clamps to work with, and they need a lot more if they want to get on the board at least. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen. That's going to be a wipeout, and that will be all she wrote. Core 4 holding on, showing a lot of resilience actually after what happened in that first game, and now forcing a game number 3 here.
Yeah, and it wasn't caught on stream. Oh, by the way, nice, nice win. You got 69. So the main reason why that solid defense and the wipeout you saw on screen again, reason why all Sunday debate literally got a full-on quad and secured that victory for Core 4 right there. And also at the same time too, it's going down now, has been repeating for the 4th time now. Hopefully not insane from that honestly already. We're going to be going to Splatoon's Barnacle time. A map where you could go crazy in actually if you are decided about your workers, because you will be having to wait a second. You won't be having to Dreadburger because Metcocks are here. It's only going to be the Dynamo and it's going to be only the Booyah Bomb.
I could see it. I mean, you could still work. Dynamo still does paint a lot. You have Dynamo paint. You have Bucket, which is not the best, a decent painter. You're gonna have the Booyah Bomb, which is very good. Or Booyah Bomb from the Kaluga, so not the best paint, but they all work together really well for Retro Records. I saw in game number 1, and they're able to kind of translate that space being taken into kills. So if they're gonna win this game and win the second, have to do the exact same thing they did in game number 1.
But that's the thing, as we saw for game 2, the more output that we saw from Core 4, the more aggression they got to play in against Retro Records from game 1. Maybe we'll see that again in this game 2. As we're going to be going to the game, we're going to be seeing again same comp from Retro Records, the same thing that you know and love, and from the side of Core 4, same comp again. They know what the strong suit is now, and they're going to keep with it.
I mean, hey, if it ain't broke, you don't gotta fix it, as we're gonna see both teams going straight for the zone. One's gonna go down, G is gonna go down for Core 4, not the start that you're looking for, as Retro Records able to at least get some control here. Now, if you're Retro Records, you want to take control of Plat, which is exactly what they're doing. Core 4 able to get 1 though, able to get 2. The JJ with the flank, able to stop that from getting any worse, only 20 points. So great job by Core 4 to kind of calm themselves down and not let Retro Records kind of get or do their game plan. Is now Core 4 are looking to lock out Retro Records here.
I was going to be seeing more points of 80 on the side of Core 4 right now. I've been seeing Nia coming in with the left stick from Barnacle and Dime that got newly added in the past like a couple months ago. We're going to be seeing them using 4-foot Goji. That's going to be fully denied because Nia hit the shield, unfortunately. That's a Zuko to the face. That's another shot to the face. That's another shot to the face. And that's going to be a fun actually for on the side of Core 4 going to the victory and going to the base of Retro Records because JJ is still alive in there, getting the sneaky jump and almost getting a kill as well.
I mean, look how far up Core 4 is. Look how much yellow paint there is. Look how much that Retro Records has to fight to even get to their plat. The jumps are coming in. Retro Records going another one down. Looks like they're finally able to get onto their plat. Though G here with the tent umbrella is gonna do something here. There's the Zuka, but unfortunately from behind is not gonna be covered, as Retro Records holding on by the skin of their teeth here. Isaac trying to get something here, not quite able to get the pick there, but just getting a penalty onto Core 4 is what Retro Records needed. Okay, Retro Records needed. So now Retro Records looking to at least make sure that Core 4 they cannot get any further down here.
I was gonna be seeing them now getting kill off the enemy. Blair. They're going to get kill up to 30 points. That's a good thing. We've seen Defay going down. We're going to be seeing Vice Meow, aka Vice, going to be staying on still. That's going to be Sarkatan going down. That's going to be also Goji having a Zuka ready. But they're going to be staying on the top side because they're waiting for the rest of the team to be ready. Like, as for example, Defay going to be having the crop coming up soon, and also JJ coming in with their own Ancient, because if they come in together, that's going to be Trusty with Defay as a combo. But that's going to be the first one going up. That's going to be the second special going up. Now we're going to be ready for Defay. Now that is going up now, but look at the points topic. 30 ticks remaining until they get the lead, until they get the win.
And yeah, they're just eating through it like nothing, but Core 4 here able to at least get one, get two, looking for the zone. JJ blocking the Zuka like it's nothing was even there. Retro Records going two down there, so Core 4 able to at least fight through. Retro Records able to get back control of zone. Now they need to keep Retro Records out. Rice Meow extending a bit too far out, going to get punished there. G with another Zuka looking for Goth here, not quite able to get it, but gets me as a consolation prize. You'll take that any day of the week. Now Core 4 with two specials at the ready. They have the Jet, they have the Crab. They can lock out Retro Records once again. And it looks like that's what they're going to try to do here.
Oh, JJ.
Oh my god.
JJ's life.
Oh
JJ
my
double
god.
slip. Let's go. Okay, that's JJ's Inkjet for you. If you do not fear about that, fear anything, you have to fear about that Inkjet. But with 10 ticks remaining now, Core 4 is almost out of the penalty and no one gets to win, but that's a Zuka to the face by Sagi, but actually it doesn't matter because we are going to see the one meme. We are maybe seeing the one meme. It's slowly getting over, and there it is.
You know what? We were talking about earlier how Retro Records is Core 4's Achilles heel. Not anymore. They said, you know what? We're gonna put some tape on it. We're gonna band-aid it up. We're gonna wrap it up, and we are going to just keep on walking. That's exactly what they did. Shout out to Core 4 to holding on, kind of seeing what went wrong during that first game, and seeing how aggressive they were during those other two, and just using that to their advantage. So great job, great adaptation from Core 4 and Retro Records. Unfortunately, your tourney run ends a bit earlier than would have expected here.
Yeah, but honestly, again, for Retro Records, honestly, that's just another SOS in the books. Because another thing too, if I remember correctly, the European, they should go to sleep. So, but the main thing is for Retro Records, again, this is just another tournament result for them. It's fine. They can always come back for another week or for another tournament, like, I don't know, a Tuesday tournament or something. They can just get a better result back there. Well, going to say that for right now, for Core 4. Again, this is a pickup of mid-levels. This is going to be mostly the one chances that we're going to see them again in a long time. Maybe not, because JJ actually played a lot of pickup recently, but yeah, that's a good result for Core 4. They finally beat the Achilles heel, or basically the demons that they've been fighting against for this whole time for a couple months. So it's a good that they're adapting to it, but unfortunately, Core 4 now just needs to fight Seed 1. And it's not the Hawashi pickup or Mocha pickup. It's funny enough, Gifts pickup.
Okay, you know what? We all love pickups. We all love to see how these other teams play. But that will be it from our block. So, Jorian, where can people find you?
Okay, so where you can find me, streaming everywhere but here. Just to be blunt, basically about it. We are going to be to join B Sky, join 51 Twitter, and stream for Dabble Productions, more or less. What about your topic?
Yeah, you can find me over on Twitter and Blue Sky at Topical2, on Discord at Topic2. You can find out where I'm streaming or I'm commentating next, or the ramblings of a madman, depending on the mood of the day. But with that'll be it from us. But stick around, because for the rest of Great White Bracket, we have Siren and Magic 8 Ball commentating next. So I'm sure y'all don't want to miss that. So with that, that'll be it from us. But we have our next comps coming in a little bit, so stick around, because hey, we got more Splatoon. You want to see who wins, right?
Yeah, and remember, don't stop disturbing the peace, because someone forgot to say the cash line.
You know what? We got it next week. See y'all later.
There's no next week actually, because there's no SOS next week. It's gonna be the break for Christmas.
Oh yeah, Merry Christmas to all of y'all. We will see you next time.
welcome back to Swim or Sink. I don't know if we're gonna sink or not, but hey, if I'm sinking, I'd rather do it with you. How are you tonight, Magic?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for the lovely intro. I actually have never been able to do wordplay like that in the opening without fumbling, so I respect you immensely. How are you doing tonight is the real question.
I'm fine. I made muffins that were supposed to be matcha flavored, but then they just kind of turned out like regular muffins. But I'm at peace with that because any muffin is a good muffin.
I mean, hey, that's more muffins than I have right now. Also, I respect you for going for the matcha. Like that's so good, and I am always a fan of matcha, and I'm jealous.
Come over. I doubled the recipe, and then it accidentally made like twice what I wanted to make. Even though I only doubled it from the once. So yeah, I have too many muffins now, and that's okay. I'm gonna give them away like I'm Oprah.
Ship them.
So yeah, here we are. We have Honkai, we have Triggerfish zones, and I'm guessing by the fact that we were put on stream right away that this match is just about ready to start pretty soon. I feel like both of these teams kind of don't need that big of an introduction. If anyone has been watching SOS ever, yes, if they've ever seen an SOS before, they've seen these teams most likely.
Their reputation most certainly precedes them. Triggerfish Zone Supremacy, I feel like, has been popping off recently, like significantly so. But also Honkai, like, obviously it's the mainstay names, Woomy and Taro and Nilla, like just all a bunch of solid players. We are going to be getting Macomart zones next, so I think that that's going to be the most interesting aspect of this, right? Because you're going to have to contend with that brush, you're going to have to contend with DRF on that try, most likely. We might be seeing that Explosher, because I know that there have been some people cooking with that, especially on a map mode like this, so we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if Vapor is playing, you can basically... Okay, yeah, we're probably gonna see it. Yeah, I just saw the name tag. There's no way we don't see it. I don't think I've seen Vapor lock into a different weapon other than Explosher this time. We have been graced with custom Explo with that splash wall and the splash down. So surely there'll be a lot of splashing this game one way or another.
Definitely, and splashing is the first thing that happens to Kraken Mare right in the zone, splashing all over that green paint. And that's going to be the first cap going over to Honkai. I felt like it was a pretty even contend for the most part, and Vapor's going to try and hold his ground here. All in all, I feel like this style is so interesting. I also want to note, I really haven't seen Mewtwo play, like, in forever. I don't know if he's been playing more recently, but, like, I'm super down for this. Such a strong, consistent player that really, I feel like, is kind of not super well known in a lot of spheres, but is, like, a menace.
Oh yeah, and a boomer too.
Yes.
Yeah, I think Vapor has been playing, but I think sometimes he just likes signing up under weird names in tournament. Like he's always got some like little funny thing that he's obsessed with in the moment. So usually that'll be the name if he can get through with the 2 weeks of probation on every nickname that he picks. But it looks like he's centered on this one right now, at least.
We are going to see Triggerfish zones for the most part try and come back into mid. They're not getting pushed super far back into that lockout phase like they were right at the beginning, leaving those 50 points. They've been able to clap back, and bring it down to penalty a couple of times here. And they're doing a good job at keeping themselves alive. And they're going to be able to get a pretty solid hold here. All of a sudden, a wipeout. They move forward so quickly on that.
Yeah, that was awfully quick. It looks like they just capitalize on any opportunity they may get. We see Vapor playing very aggressive, as we know that he will do. That splashdown is going to be coming out just as a security measure, and it looks like they are not quite able to hold on to that. Well, maybe they will. I really thought with a couple of them going down there for a while, they were going to lose their opportunity at regaining that lead, but it looks like Smork holding it down here, has that bubble up on that right block, and just kind of from the looks of it from here, just scouting out the directions in which the members of Honkai are coming back in.
Oh, great pick from Mewtwo. Unfortunately, going to get returned by Kavi, who's going to get another one with that Zuka. Would have loved to get that pick. in that shark moment, and Kraken's gonna just try and flood away here, keep them at bay for the time being while getting jumps back in, but it's gonna go down as well. Mewtwo here is gonna be the only one left on the side of the map. Porksworth trying to get them way back in, trying to find the way to Mewtwo, but unfortunately goes down instead to a great play, great dive forward from those dualies. I think it's so interesting that we're seeing a bubble comp versus a non-bubble comp, and what kind of aggression versus like holding style we can see from that, right? We're seeing such good lockouts and pressure from Honkai, but I feel like when Triggerfish zones get into place, like they're going to be solid. And here we're about to see it happen again. Another set piece and another holding of these locations, of these high grounds, and it is so hard to battle back.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one from here on out. They're going to have to be able to burn through that 38 penalty, which isn't really that much, but when you have a team like Triggerfish Zones, which has such explosive pressure, like they have that splashdown, they can recap very quickly if they so please. And of course they have Smork here who, you know, obviously they're doing a good job at keeping Smork at bay, but you can't really let up that guard at all, because once he gets back in, that bubble's going to come out. There's probably a double splat bomb as well. It's just not going to be pretty.
Kraken is in the backfield this time around. Mewtwo is able to take down Kavi on that Squeezer. Huge play. And is able to turn around and get Taro. Hold on just 1 second. And the flank coming in, they're going to collapse that from both sides and get the cap. Vapor is going to go down here, and the coolers finally run out for Honkai. So Triggerfish Zones has come out of this one completely on top. And they're playing so solid right now. I think with a minute left, I don't see Honkai getting this one back.
I think anything's possible with the zones, personally. And you know, that is speaking if they are able to get back in at all with this little tiny penalty that they have left here. 10 seconds left. Kraken actually whiffs that pick onto Woomy there. That is going to give them a very strong opportunity to get back in a zone here. Is able to cap it back while Triggerfish Zones is sitting at the 4 points. But now we've burned that crab tank. We have to get back in here with just raw power alone.
They only have a cooler left, and they're going to be trying to find trades. They're not able to find too many without going down themselves and losing a lot of ground. One more whale comes out, and so many bombs to chip things down and leave their way in. That's going to be Triggerfish's own Supremacy, going to be taking down this first game in Mako Mart Zones.
A shocking turn of events. Yeah, Triggerfish Zones able to win that gunfight towards the end of the game there and seal the deal for them. Just became a matter of stalling for time, running out in front of the zone, and just making sure that one squeezer on the side of Honkai could not get back in.
Yeah, exactly. It was really all about shutting down that squeezer. I think Mewtwo recognized that, especially. Just like constantly trying to poke them out, trying to shut down that Zuka before it got going, making sure that he was always ready with a Zuka of his own. I think Mewtwo was probably the person I was focusing on, might be biased, but also like I really didn't see like too many like specifically standout plays from Triggerfish Zones. It just felt like they played solid, very like
they were consistent
with specials. Yeah, they were consistent with specials. They were consistent with retakes. They were consistent with their game plans.
Yes, yeah, I would agree with that. I think they were able to hold the zone for the longest because of it. It felt like they had their priorities in check.
Yeah.
So, you know, you saw they almost lost the zone and 2 people went down, but they backed up and they stayed alive for a little bit longer, got some jump-ins. Basically, they gave themselves that opportunity to hold as long as they did. And then from there on, just kind of waited out the clock as much as they could. So with Rainmaker on Museum being next, I'm kind of interested to see how this plays out, because as you could see in that last game there, we have 2 teams that aren't really focused on having guy who sits there and doesn't die. They're much more focused on moving the entire team as a unit, and that plays out very differently in Rainmaker. I feel like both teams need to focus on their speed, but also everyone kind of needs to be on Rainmaker sneaky duty. No one can let that Rainmaker sneak by them or anyone get towards them as well. So
Right, it's always the push and pull of trying to cover as much ground as you can and keep everything at bay while also moving as a unit forward to make that progress. And it's such an interesting dichotomy, but we aren't going to be seeing many changes except on the side of Honkai. We're seeing that splatter shot come out for this double Zuka, which I honestly think is probably the right call, considering that this map is so long and has so many good angles for that Trizuka.
Yeah, for sure. And Mewtwo there just very patiently waiting for somebody to peek their head. And then unfortunately that person was Cabby. Now Taro going down as well. That direct comes out and that is going to be a trade onto Nilla. Mewtwo has taken 3 people down with him. So it's just going to be the remaining members of Triggerfish Zones here left to figure out how they can capitalize on this man advantage that they had for a moment there. But looks like things have neutralized by this point.
They've been doing such a good job on the side of Honkai of keeping up those coolers so that they can make sure the pressure from Triggerfish does not keep them down too bad, right? Like they're getting back up, they're getting themselves back on their feet. Even if they go down one, they're not worried. They're just going to hold their ground, and they've been doing such a good job of that. See, like right there, special popped. They're not worried about it. They're just going to come in later, even if they go down 1 or 2 times to this sharking, super annoying brush. They're just going to play the objective, play the Rainmaker, dance around a little bit, and gonna unfortunately go down to Porkspork there, doing a fantastic job at playing puppy guard on that Rainmaker. Finally the dunk comes through after some assist from Woomy on this crab. I think that overall Honkai is playing this super well.
Yeah, Honkai doing a very good job at taking their time, not rushing it too much, and kind of making Triggerfish Zones play at their pace so far in this game, and that has resulted in them getting that Rainmaker all the way down to 24 here, which is a very dominating lead on a map like Museum, but they do have to be careful and not try and feel too safe with a push like that, especially when they're dealing with a team this aggressive and mobile as Triggerfish Zones. They you know, everyone has a position they can take in any sort of section of the map, and feel comfortable there. So, you know, you can count on a team fight happening from pretty much anyone at any time.
Exactly. I want to make a note there. Kraken dropped that Rainmaker down and did not have to at all. In fact, was super close to special, and then going down, like they weren't able to get a clean wipeout on the members of Honkai when they definitely had an opportunity to, and now we're seeing the pressure swing right back in the favor of Honkai. I really think that it was a very uncharacteristic misplay from Kraken to make a play like that when it was very obviously like not a super urgent situation. Now we're seeing Kavi over here in this backfield, gonna get poked out by Mewtwo for the time being, but is going to have a lot of pressure, drawing so much attention, and Kraken's just gonna have to try and fight with Porkspork in the front lines. There's 2 going down on the side of Triggerfish Zones. Taro's gonna try and literally superhero this thing with that heavy splatling, is going to be able to get that wipeout. Honkai is just doing a masterclass of this map mode.
For sure here. That cooler is going to be coming out. Taro picking it up for themselves, moving it back to the side of the map that Triggerfish Zones has covered. Just, you know, honestly, offense is always going to be your best defense, especially in a mode like Rainmaker or even tower control, but especially Rainmaker. So the longer they can keep it here, run out that clock, and just keep that 24 lead, they don't even really need to push it much farther. They're going to be sitting cozy, that's for sure.
Triggerfish Zones right now needs to get a very clean play. They're not running cooler. They need to get consistent picks. They need to get a bunch of multiple picks at the same time if they want to make progress, and they need to make sure that there's nobody going to flank that unit of that movement that they're trying to build. And unfortunately, Kavi has been doing such a nice job at poking and making sure that that squeezer is doing such good work. What?
I didn't even know that was a possible position. We just saw a squid surge up that wall onto this uninkable block here. So Kavi putting the Rainmaker in a impossible spot. Now Triggerfish Zones can pop that Rainmaker shield, but of course that means they're gonna have to wait for it to reset after that, or they're gonna have to go and do that exact same wall trick as well, get on the uninkable by squid surging up from the side of Honkai. Like that's their side of the map. So
That's insane.
This is like
That's actually
educational for me.
insane. Like, oh, you got it back. That's crazy. This is
Javi got
such
it
a
again.
disgusting thing. They honestly could have started doing this at like 2 minutes, right? It's a little bit precarious to start doing it that early, but it is definitely an opportunity. Mewtwo trying to take down Taro, who was guarding that spot with range. That's such a good setup, right? Like having the backliner be in such a safe spot to guard that spot specifically, have it to be so difficult to get to in the first place. I guess I haven't watched a ton of Splatoon recently, right? But like, I don't know. Rainmaker is definitely the mode of all time.
I haven't seen that trick yet. I actually haven't. Even though this map I feel like is in every single tournament I commentate. Maybe I'm just seeing Clamblitz, where that wouldn't really be as useful. But that is like,
yeah, that's insane.
Chat, am I? I'm not hip with the kids, I guess. We'll put it that way.
Oh no, are we not hip with the kids?
We're not. We're definitely. If I'm not, you're not. That's for sure.
No.
You know what that means with Honkai winning game 2? It's going to be a game 3 decider.
Ooh, we love a game 3.
Zones again. Is this one of those user generated map pools? I think so. That has to be.
Yeah, probably.
Unless we're doing something fancy and we're just doing Rainmaker. Okay, you know what? I'm glad that somebody... I'm reading chat. I'm doing a faux pas. Somebody else said I never knew about that spot. So, all right. I'm glad it's not just us.
Yeah, no. Here's the thing, right? When we talk about what separates a good team from a great team, that's one of the things that separates a good team from a great team. Knowing, oh, if I go to this spot in this map at this point in the game, I'm going to start putting on... like creating a winning situation. That's the difference, right? It's those small little details that not everyone knows about. Like a good amount of people might, right? Like it might be starting to be like spread around, but the first people to discover that, the people who are in it enough to discuss those things and to consistently make those things work in their favor, that is who makes a great team. Anyways, Mahi's.
Honestly, we didn't really even need to talk for the first 20 ticks of this map, or really the next 20, if we're being honest here, because it's Mahi Zone. So we'll get a real map in about 30 seconds, I would say, but we have to wait for that timer to tick down a little bit. And thank you, Kabi, for making this first push down to 60 so seamless and easy for Honkai, so we can get to the real Splatoon action very momentarily here when this water drops. There we go.
There it is. The map is now real. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate your patience in these trying times. It's a big Zuka, but not gonna find anything big for Triggerfish zones. Gonna at least create some space, put on some pressure, and allow the rest of the team to come in from that left opening. And Krakenbear has been doing a very good job in these this first minute and a half or so. Just putting out pressure, finding a way up into these spots that is right in the brush's range. But speaking of brush range, it's not going to do anything against Azuka. Wonderful shot from Kavi, and that's going to be a wipeout for Honkai. Triggerfish Zones is looking like they are not going to have an easy time getting this lead.
You know, I am kind of getting deja vu, though, a little bit. I feel like in that Mako game at the beginning of the set as well, it looked like Honkai was very dominating and got a lot of these initial pushes out of the way here. And Triggerfish Zones really got their momentum and their lead in one push alone. So what we're saying now could not matter in like a matter of seconds, right?
Right. However, I think the difference is that these Zukas are really tough for Triggerfish Zones to deal with. They've just been putting out so much good threat pressure from like ranges that they can't really contest with, right? Like, what do they have? A Zuka of their own, and Mewtwo has not been winning these Zuka fights or finding much. And then Whale, which they can just back up anyways because they're going to be at a distance from using Zuka in the first place, and they have Cooler anyways, so one Whale isn't really gonna do too much damage. Triggerfish Zones has only 30 ticks left to try and find an opening. They've got some specials online, but they need to go now.
Well, speaking of specials online, that killer whale is going to come out. Looks like Vapor going to clear some space with that splashdown, and just in sequence, Smork popping that bubble. That is going to lead to a immediate wipeout for them, and we have people crawling into their base. Smork getting ahead with Crack and Mare just kind of watching this lip on the right side as well. Spotting out where people are dropping from. It does look like Nilla is able to escape, but not for very much longer as Mewtwo plays cleanup crew here. Just Mewtwo versus a crab at this point. We're going to have to retreat from that just a little bit and maybe divert some attention with Smork here. But overall, Triggerfish Zones might be back in this one.
They might be back in it, but I don't really love how they played that lockout, right? They sent Pork up first, I guess because they were probably like in position, then Kraken over on the right side, and Kraken was kind of just on that uninkable area trying to paint around, couldn't really put on too much pressure, and then Pork was just left alone, and then he ended up getting caught out, and there you got free drops on that left side. They almost took advantage of a faulty drop, but it wasn't going to do anything. Now they need to go once again with very little time. Vapor is gonna have the splashdown on this zone, barely caps it. Actually, I thought it wasn't going to for one hot second.
Splatoon players, am I right? Yeah, we played the game where it wouldn't work normally if you get picked off there, but less than a minute left to go. That 30 penalty is really not that much in reality when you consider how fast those points tick down there. Crack and Mare getting a little bit predicted by Taro there and their teammates on the side of Honkai. So now it's just going to be Mewtwo left. Has to get that pick on Wumi, and they do get it as well. That zone's going to get capped, but now they're going to have to build up their specials and save them, and, you know, honestly wait things out for overtime here, because it looks like that's the situation we're going to be dealing with, and it's just that Dooley and that edit left on the side of Honkai.
I don't know why Kabi and the other player didn't jump out right then. That would have been very, very important for them to jump out, because there's only so little time right here. This Zuka's gonna come out and shut down this crab. They need to have another Zuka or something online, and they do now, but not Kabi. And the Zuka that is online goes down. Triggerfish Zones is suddenly turning this thing around. There's only 15 ticks left. They've got a splashdown as well. Even if the members of Honkai get to the zone, I don't think they're gonna be able to cap this thing with that special. That is going to do it. Triggerfish Zones with such a clutch set of plays right at the end.
Yeah, they definitely had to lock in there for a moment, realizing what hadn't been working for them before in that game. I think the struggle there, as you kind of brought up, but we didn't really get to touch on in the heat of the moment, right, is that you saw that Smork ended up ahead of the rest of their team when they were trying to push, and you just had Crack and Mare kind of sitting under the ledge, and Mewtwo sitting under the ledge, and obviously Vapor's not going to go up there either. So it's one of those moments where you have to like think and go, okay, well, Kraken probably missed his window to jump up there, and then trying to do that late as an ink brush is like, you might as well be dead. There's not a lot of easy ways to do it. You want that area to be covered first, so you can sneak around a lot, and it's really hard to go, hey, look at me, I'm hopping into your plat, come fight me. Like, they'll know. And then the other issue is Mewtwo could probably go up there, but it's a lot more pressure sometimes to just be sitting underneath and raining shots where they can't hit you as easily. So I kind of understood the mentality there. I just maybe wish that Smork had that bubble up there instead of having popped it in zone like a few seconds earlier, because that really didn't get them the amount of value they probably would have gotten otherwise. But at the end, they did end up pulling through.
Yeah, exactly. That's what matters. And I was going to touch on this too, but obviously, again, something we couldn't touch on in the heat of the moment. Triggerfish Zones, I feel like, has just some kind of crazy clutch factor. And I think it's because these players have been playing for so long that they know exactly which moments to pick apart their opponents and just find that slight edge where they get their opponent off kilter to knock them over, right? It's such like an intuition feel. It's such a you have to be very perceptive to when that's going to be able to even potentially happen, but I feel like they do it so well.
Yeah, actually I have a funny story about that. So I don't know if I told you this story. Maybe I did. I think I probably did the last time we were casting together, but I was playing with Triggerfish Zones in an SOS like maybe about a month or so ago. I couldn't tell you which SOS, but it was a very, very cursed tournament run. So I was subbing, and I was just supposed to sub for like the first round or two while they waited for someone to get home, and everyone's internet kept breaking. Like Krakens would break, then Vapors would break, and then like other people on the other team their internet kept like crashing, and it was just there was no real pattern to it. It was just things were terrible. And I remember nothing. Where was I going with this? Oh yes. Okay, yeah. We were playing Tower Control on Macomart, and okay, one of us DCs shoot. One of their players on the other team DCs. Oh no, I DC. And then this was like the third game in the set too. Or no, we had both teams had used up all their DC replays.
Oh, so it was just rolling.
Yes. And then the other team lost another person. I think the last two people in the lobby were just Smork and Pepe, if I'm remembering correct. Yeah. It was just those two. And I think they had said that they had played a Dual Link or something like that together in the past. So they just locked in to that because it just became a 2v2 for both teams. Absolute insanity.
But they did it, right?
They won the game, and I just remember being in that VC like, oh no, it's out of my hands. I'm a terrible sub for this team. Like, what's gonna happen? And they're just like locked in, calling out, and they one of them I think didn't even realize that I had DC'd until after the game was over. And there was another, they posted it like a GIF of this or like a clip of it as well. They're like, ooh, new cooler buff, and it was like someone on the other team had popped a cooler. And the tower moved past it, and instead of like the tower breaking the cooler just like rolled around underneath it, like.
What?
Yeah. I would have to find that for you, I think, but I remember it was on the replay code as well. So I remember seeing it and just laughing because they had sent that to me upon my request. Let me pull that up.
Yeah, please do. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm going to be looking ahead on this bracket, seeing where we are going next. Looks like we're going to be getting semi-finals. Do we have rosters? Thank you, streamer. We appreciate you greatly. Oh, never mind. I got baited. Wow. Everything is fine. I'm just crying on the inside. For Mocha, which has, oh, okay, Synapse, Dark. I see where we're going here. And then Happy passed his exams. In parentheses, I'm lying. Crazy. Captain Happy, Splat, Ori, Jared. Okay, this is gonna be one crazy matchup, and we are now going to the 5-game sets now that we are in semi-finals. And I did just get a DM. Okay, let me watch this. Why don't you take this one away, Splatzone's crab leg?
Yes. All right. Splat Zone's on crab leg capital. Okay, you're already laughing at the cooler thing that I was talking about. Yeah, it sure is a map. It's
sure is a mode.
It sure is a map. It sure is a mode. I'm more focused on the fact that Happy passed his exams. Oh wait, I'm lying.
Okay, is there?
I was proud for a second, and then
is there something I don't know about Happy? Is that like is this like a known thing?
I'm just assuming that Happy is a student of some kind.
Yeah. As are most of the children in the Splatoon community.
Yeah, I don't know Captain Happy too well, but hey, I mean, if you're doing well in school, like. Siren will be proud of you. If you're not trying to impress your parents, like just think of how disappointed I personally would be if you did not pass your exams. Just know that I'm looking down on you, disappointed. I don't know where I was going with this.
No, I want to keep going. Please.
Well, anyways, I'm hoping that the title of the team here is a joke, and that Happy did really pass his exams.
Me too. Stay in school, kids.
Yeah. I don't know if you failed them. That's going to cost a whole lot in tuition.
I don't even want to think about that. I don't even want to think about that. Splatzone's crab leg. I imagine we're going to be seeing a lot of crab. I imagine we're going to be seeing dualies out of Jared.
No? Okay.
I don't want to talk too much about showing leg, okay? I think that might scare off some viewers.
I mean, well, no. I was gonna say cranes have legs, they don't. I mean the machinery cranes, not the birds.
Oh, I was gonna say the birds? They definitely do have legs.
Birds
I thought that was the whole point.
Everyone knows that.
I thought the whole point was they were like all leg, right?
Yeah, mostly beak, some leg. I don't know. I'm kind of cool with like not predicting things anymore in Splatoon because I always eat my words and it's embarrassing.
Hold on.
Okay, the Japanese name is Captain Happy, just so you know, you Gaijin.
That does make sense. I just want this match is important. I'm not gonna argue that. Cactus just sent me a message saying that the skibbity toilet meme in Fortnite for a second kind of looked like me, and I'm just upset. I'm just a little bit upset about it. That's all I'm gonna say. Cactus, if you're watching this, just know that my soul is going to be cringing for the rest of eternity. Great couple of picks here from Happy Passing Exam to get the first cap on this zone, but Tickle seems to be definitely doing what the name implies from that bottom left area, and we're seeing Splattercolor screen foil squeezer capture the zone and keep the members of Happy Passing Exam back.
I did not register the second half of what you said because I was too busy thinking about Skibbity Toilet Fortnite. So thank you for that one, Magic. You started to ruin my night as well, purely by poisoning my brain. But here we are. We got Butterfly on that Splash-O-Matic, kind of forced into this corner here and having to deal with a whale to the face. So it looks like Mocha is going to be holding on to things a little bit longer here. Dark trying to take a fight with a few people in that right corner there. Looks like it's finally going to be a bit of a 2v2 conceding, but I don't know, man. Mocha kind of holding this thing even in the nooch.
Yeah, I agree. They've definitely got some nooch to contend with here. Tickle has just been playing such a nice game with this Stamper, just constantly being in the most annoying spots. And like, it is a perfect thing on this map mode. This weapon just completely clears, especially if trying to, yeah, exactly, just going all the way in, doing a wonderful job. That's going to be a very quick game for Mocha.
Yeah.
Yeah, there really wasn't much to analyze or talk about, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, it was a very clear dominating game for the members of Mocha. It felt like when they weren't winning fights outright, they were just having like a neutral stance to them. Like, you know, okay, if we're gonna go down, we're gonna take two of them down with us, and then okay, that's enough for us to stall out things long enough to not let them cap. It's very much.
Mm-hmm.
Like that is crab leg zones if I've ever seen one. It's kind of a hard map to get back into. There's a bit of a endless drop. It's not as offensive to me as museum zones, for example. Like,
yeah, I agree.
That is a death drop, yes. But not the kind of like, okay, you don't have the permission to set.
What I was going to talk about was I felt like it was very much a meat grinder situation, and I feel like this is a term that has dropped off in popularity, even though I use it all the time, and I feel like it was such a popular term in Splatoon 2. But it just felt like, oh, we're gonna go in, we're gonna make something happen, and it's just two players on the team. Like, the other two members just respawned and they went in like way too early. And maybe it was just a timing thing, maybe it is a crab leg thing where it is just that hard to find any footing, but that felt like a meat grinder situation, just clear as day.
I've never heard that term before. Also, I looked at the Skibbity Toilet thing, and like, honestly, I would put Cactus on your hit list. That
Okay.
doesn't look like you.
Cactus is going on my hit list, everybody. I have to. Next time I see him at a LAN, I'm going to hit him. Or hit on him. You never know.
All right, well, maybe. All right. Well, he retired the Kermit suit too, so that's just like.
What?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
This is actually the most upsetting part of my evening.
That's more upsetting than this getting compared to Skibbity Toilet Fortnite.
Yes, it is. At least with Skibbity Toilet, it would make good content, good memes, good clout.
I feel like too, if you actually looked like that, Soren would have said something to me first. He would have been like, "Yo, that looks like magic," because that's like his two favorite things: is you and Fortnite. So
I am one of his favorite things.
don't quote me on it. Anyway, we have a whole tower control on Inkblot Art Academy. Yeah.
Okay, again, one of the most map modes of all time.
Yeah, I think this was like for a while. This was like the #1 ranked like competitive players want to play this map mode in Splatoon in the version 3 of Splatoon editions, I suppose, because there's two. Yeah. Anyway, a lot of people liked it. I don't like it anymore.
I feel like it was good in 2. I feel like in 3, it's just kind of clunky at times.
It's a little bit more what's steamrolly, I would
Snowball-y.
say. Yeah, snowball-y, steamroll, momentum. As you can see, speaking of, we have Cooler, Dark's running in with it, tossing some bombs out. I do like the choice to play Junior here. I think it applies a lot of really good pressure. It protects your tower rider, and you can play it kind of like an all-rounder. It's aggressive when it wants to be, and it's supportive when it wants to be. So
Yeah, it really is kind of an option select weapon where it just does so much and has the ability to be where you need it to be at all times. Right, like was able to just go up there and start fighting, right? Because of the way that the angles play out and how close quarters these fights can be, it's very good for Junior. What?
Nothing. I've been thinking about your washer sounds, and it's gone off like 3 or 4 times. I'm just like, how many washers do you have? Like, and how can you possibly?
It's done now. It's done now.
That many times.
No, it goes when it's done. It starts singing to me, and it goes off like 10 times in like 5 minutes, and then does one final one, where it's just like, I'm so upset that you didn't pay attention to me, and then shuts off. And it's like, all right, dude, we get it. You want the attention. Speaking of attention, we're going to see this butterfly with this Cooler, with the Zuka, able to find one, start off this push for Happy Past his exams. If that Nautilus doesn't go down, unfortunately, that's going to be a nice play from Synapse, who's just so good on that 52 gal. And if you want to talk about a player who knows and reps the 52 gal like it is nobody's business, it is this guy.
This guy. Pause guy. All right, well, Tickle here gonna be trying to push this tower a little bit. Seems like we have a bit of a lead to work with, but 52 is not really safe on this map. Captain Happy going to be popping that Tacticooler and hopefully creating some opportunities for their team here. It looks like we're trying to paint mid quite a bit, but you're fighting against a Junior and another Pencil who has the exact same agenda as you do. So it's definitely going to have to be an everyone team effort kind of thing if you want to get any kind of coverage here and move farther in. I'm not really sure here if Mocha is going to dedicate more resources to playing the safe, or if they're going to try and just dive in here. It feels like we're kind of sitting back a little bit. It looks like we're surprisingly hesitant given the roster of 4 very aggressive players on this team.
Yeah, it makes sense considering like there's just so much to consider, especially when you have to like play around that slosher with another player with the Nautilus, right? Like they're all aggressive weapons, but at the same time, they can't be aggressive on their own. They're not self-sustaining, is what I like to categorize it when I coach. And so because of that, they have to move together. They have to specifically play around areas that they have painted, and they can't make those plays like they would like to do, like how Formoka can. And I think that that's the difference here, is that Synapse can go wherever he wants and find some picks, make some plays, and create those openings.
Yeah, for sure. We see a lot of coverage on this left side area, and we can definitely attribute a lot of that to the fact that, like, whenever there is an opportunity, that Pencil and that Junior aren't focused on fighting. They just want as much coverage as possible and to enable those players such as Synapse to just run forward and do whatever. Like, right now, I think we're just watching Tickle sit under the plat of Happy past his exams and just rain shots onto them. And honestly, they don't really have to do much more. It's 8 seconds left to go. They can kind of camp areas around the tower, and even if they don't win these fights, as long as they're getting trades at the very minimum, they're gonna come out of this on top.
I normally like the Slosher picks. I normally really like Slosher on this map mode. I've played it myself. I've done very well with it. I don't know if into this team in particular I would have run it, right? Slosher, I think, has a really iffy matchup at best against Stamper. And I think that it really doesn't do well into 52 gal, right? Like, it can kind of fight sometimes, but you throw a bomb and all of a sudden you're like, all right, I've got like 3 shots left. You really can't make too much progress. And I understand wanting to play for the strikes, but at that point, if you're going to play strikes, just play Neo Splash. You're going to get so much more value out of the suction bomb. You're going to get so much more value out of the paint to support the Nautilus. I think that wasn't like a great answer to what Formoka was bringing, but hopefully they're able to realize that and not go with such a, like you said, hesitant team comp.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna actually have to disagree with you there. I think Slosher is one of the best aggressive weapons in the game. I think it's not that greedy. I think it does a very good job at painting when it wants to, and I think you get a lot of things out of it that you wouldn't get with Neo Splash. Like, it's all about that main weapon. It's that kill time, it's the supportive pressure, it's shooting over giant blocks, and we have 2 giant blocks in Inkblot to deal with. So, like, I just think it's an overall very strong pick. I don't have a moment where I question the choice to play it there at all. But maybe that's just me. Maybe it's a hot take, but I don't think it is.
I don't think it is. I just think as a Slosher player in that situation, I can see myself second guessing it. But that's my thought process, and I understand if like that wasn't Ori's thought process who picked it. For Rainmaker Undertow, I think, like you said, we just need to see a bit more decision, a bit more decisiveness out of Happy past his exams. And I think Formoka just has to keep asking the same question they've been asking the whole match of like, what are you going to do against this Gal Stamper combo?
Wrong team, but yes.
What?
You said Mocha is going to be asking, what are you doing about... I don't know, maybe I misinterpreted you. Anyways, Happy past his exams is going to be having to deal with that Stamper combo on the side of Mocha. Getting that cooler out early is honestly going to be probably their best course of action here, if that wasn't already obvious to literally every Splatoon 3 player in existence. Especially when you're dealing with such an aggressive team. Seems like Mocha has already opted into picking up the Rainmaker, if just to use it as a giant super weapon to deal with the members of Happy past his exams. Yeah,
I mean, like, it makes sense, right? You all of a sudden gain a lot more range and gets a lot more AoE on those shots, right? You basically have to send out a nuke every like 3 seconds. It's pretty good if all of a sudden you've got your Tacticooler out and you're like, all right, we can start putting on some pressure and maybe get a quick moment here where we can find a checkpoint I don't know why it was so hard to come up with that word. I feel like I was like trying to get pedestal and checkpoint, and I was like peck point. That doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Well,
Speaking
we're back
of,
on the birds, I suppose. Well, here we go. Synapse looking like we're trying to defend that Rainmaker and kind of take this fight, but it looks like Ori actually got to use that splash wall of Synapses against him. And now kind of in a spot here where we're watching multiple angles, looking for that Charger Harshi, who we know is going to be up on that right snipe, has opted to playing that splatter scope this game instead of the pencil. Not too worried about their paint output here, and maybe a little more concerned with that vacuum, which is going to help them with pushing that Rainmaker and moving it up on Slick, and honestly playing very defensive as well. It's quite strong on this mode.
Yeah, I was going to mention, I feel like this is one of the main vacuum the one thing it actually has going for it is this map mode in particular, and people who understand how to use it, understand how to make the most of those moments, they do so well with it here. This Rainmaker is, speaking of having a moment, this Rainmaker is definitely having a moment here. Gonna be going down, able to take out, I believe that was Dark on the side of Formoka right before going down, but it's just in such a good spot for Formoka to try and take this, right? Harshi's gonna be on this lip here, being such an aggressive threat. Like, they're not gonna be able to go anywhere near this Rainmaker, and Formoka's gonna get all of mid because of it.
Yeah, Formoka able to reclaim some space here, but now we're past the midpoint of this game. Less than 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go, and it seems like neither team have really even made any kind of significant impact. It's just been both teams fighting in mid for honestly as long as I can remember. It feels like the Rainmaker is a bit of an afterthought, but on that note, they've been holding it for quite some time. Like, I when you look at like the fraction of the game where that Rainmaker has been held versus not, like, it is significant. We're just not going anywhere with it.
Right, both teams putting up very great defensive situations. How about Ori, though, turning on the offense, using that slosher and proving me completely wrong, able to use that to its most effective, and you're going to be able to probably get this checkpoint unless Synapse has something to say for it. This Tribe Strike is going down, and Ori is going to be able to shut down Synapse one more time. Harshy, though, is going to return the favor with getting a pick on those Rainmaker, and Chico goes for 3 with one Zipcaster and some crazy flick shots and slash picks. That was insane, and that is how you stop a Rainmaker push, ladies and gentlemen.
Like the most entertaining Zipcaster I've ever seen in my life. Like, normally they're just face planting into crab tanks, but that was peak, really.
Genuinely skillful.
Very, very skillful. Like, what else can I even say about it? That was beautiful. But finally, with less than a minute left to go, we actually crack a checkpoint in this game, and it was Formoka who did it. So that means Happy passed their exams is going to have to get that dunk, pop that Rainmaker again, and honestly, I think they got this. Yeah.
No, they definitely have this. The members of Formoka got either a little bit too hasty or a little bit too careless when they were pushing that Rainmaker and getting that checkpoint, and because of that, a wipe ensued. They're going to be able to pop this thing after a very deep push, but the members of Happy passing the exam, Captain Happy himself, going to try and dunk that thing. That's a 1-point finish. 10 seconds left. I've seen it done before. I have seen it done, but in SOS in the middle of December, I don't know if I'm trusting in the members of Formoka to make it happen. We will see.
I'm not sure what the month and the year has to do with being able to dunk that Rainmaker, but it seems like Ori was able to sneak in once again to grab that game. And you know what? I'll tell you something, Magic. Captain Happy may have failed his exams, but he did not fail the dunking exam. That was really stupid.
The dunking exam in dunking school?
Yeah.
It's actually just the Harlem Globetrotters.
I have my dunking appointment with Dr. Dunk.
Doctor. Dr. Dunk.
Yeah.
Are we talking about video game donkey professor extraordinaire?
No, that was actually more of a smiling friends joke, to be honest with you, but it didn't really work.
Smiling friends. Am I not with the times again?
Do you not know what that is?
I feel like I do, but I might not.
You free
Refresh
after
me.
this?
No.
You're not free at all?
I have to go to bed.
10 minutes.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. It's a cartoon.
Oh, is it that like that YouTube, the horror, no.
No.
What am I thinking of?
Adult Swim.
Okay, we'll talk after. Anyways, I passed the exam, finally turning things around. It really felt like it was more of a... They just found themselves with a wide open doorstep and waltzed right in rather than a true breaking and entering. But like, they saw that the door was open and they knew how to walk in and take everything, right? Like, that's all you can ask from a team at this level. They did a good job. They held their ground and they really did a good job defending for the majority of that game. Because even when in those neutral situations, I feel like they were kind of on the back foot. They weren't like completely in the driver's seat. They just had one good push.
Yeah, that's really all it comes down to in a couple of these modes. And speaking of getting one good push, if I've ever had to write the skibbity, if I've yes. Big push, big map, push on big map. Yes.
I see. I'm taking notes. This is going to be a very good situation for Mocha, I believe, right? The Zuka, the Gal, the Stamper. Stamper does so well here because people aren't expecting a Stamper to just like run in your face and flank on a map mode like this.
I think I am expecting that. I don't know what kind of Stampers you're playing against Magic.
On a map mode like this, there aren't too many angles that you normally have to look at, but a Stamper can turn those tables, right? They can find these weird spots. They can use the Zipcaster to get in annoying angles so that they can have those different off flanking angles. Of course, if Tickle just wants to come in and charge slash everybody, that works too.
It really does, and you can build up that charge around these angles here and kind of release the energy as soon as you peek that corner, really. They won't have much time to react. And we're seeing some more splash walls coming out from Synapse, and they have gotten punished a few times, actually, towards the end of that last game as well. One of Synapse's walls, I think, killed one of their teammates. Some unfortunate situations have arisen, but it seems like they have very smartly backed out this time and reapproached just a touch. Getting out of that fight there where there was two walls deployed may have been deployed, maybe not for the reasons I'm suggesting, but you know, they're in a good defensive spot is the long short of it.
Well, right, we are commentators, we have to take the long and we also have to take the short. Otherwise, we wouldn't get paid. This is gonna be Synapse trying to... I know, we don't get paid. That's the joke, Siren!
You guys are getting paid?
Big dunk from Happy passes exam. We're gonna see if they can hold this thing down. Gal goes down. Captain Happy, not gonna be too happy about going down there. Two big ones with the suction bomb. Able to find such a crazy situation. This dunk might be able to land. No, not in time is the power clam. Captain Happy's gonna have to just try and find a way out of here. A very good push though, right? Like that's the kind of stuff that you need to see. Big push, big map, big mode. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's the big maps that I'm talking about. And we have Synapse here sitting with 7 power clams, well, regular clams, not the power variant. It says, all right, toss one to me. It gets one ready to go. Their teammates now holding on to that one. So we obviously have to win a fight here, and seems like we got that. It's just going to be Ori left, but we have seen the havoc, no slosher pun intended there, that Ori has caused earlier on in this game and in the set. So So definitely can't be too careful there. We see Harshi coming back, getting another power clam, looking to keep this momentum going for their team. I love the moving back and getting some paint down, picking up some power clams, and looks like with 3 members down on the side of 4, Mocha, Harshi gonna have to jump out here, which is, yeah, that's the correct play. There's no other way about it.
I was a little bit scared that it wasn't going to be this situation where... Let me rephrase things. I thought it was going to be a situation where all of a sudden they were staring down the barrel of the gun on the side of Happy past his exam, right? Those 20 points, it was just 1 power clam away. Luckily they stood there, they stood tall, they got a couple of nice picks one at a time, a little bit, maybe a bit of an overextension before Mocha's end, and they're able to come back into this map mode. Slosher is going to be really critical here for getting this push going with these tri-strikes, with the walls and boxes and everything that it can shoot over. It's super important, but unfortunately Ori does go down once again, and we're not going to be seeing what we need to. Finally, though, Captain Happy is shutting down that Zipcaster. I think that that's a very big deal, Siren.
Is it? I guess, yeah, sure. I'm like really focused on this sprinkler in the foreground. Oh, it's off the screen now. Anyways, I don't mean that the ink kind of sprinkler. It's kind of weird. Sorry,
it's like a fountain.
Weird that we're shooting water, which kills people in this universe. Just shooting it into the air.
Yeah, you'd think that'd be like a safety hazard.
Yeah.
Right, like a chemical, like a flammable warning at least.
Like, what if
something.
we had like sulfuric acid just like spraying from the walls in our public areas?
So 17 seconds left in this map mode. For Happy Passing Exam needs to score basically right now if they want a chance at getting to the glory of winning Swimmer Sink. That power clam is getting pushed all the way into the backfield, though. There's one going down. Synapse, their main Slayer's down. Tickle as well. The Cooler only just went down, so that's actually going to be pretty big respawn timers. There's only about 15 ticks left before this clam can no longer enter that basket, or he's gonna try and dive in. The Zuka goes down. The Zuka holder had the clam, and that's why it wasn't able to move in time with Ori to try and get at least something down. And that's gonna end up being the fatal mistake for Mocha. Takes it home and is going to the finals.
You know, I don't think I've been taking the commentary in this set too seriously, but I gotta give it to them here. Really came back from that last game and showed that they can make a push on something that isn't zones for sure. So good on them for getting that out of their system and sealing the deal in the set.
I if we don't want to take it that seriously, we don't have to. Right? Like, I'm not.
Hey, it happens like every week or so. We'll have more. Yeah, SOS. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we don't need to sweat that hard and act like every weekly is like the biggest tournament in the world and all the stakes are on the line and everyone's pride is, you know, like half the people who play weeklies, they might like have a pools run that they aren't happy with, drop, and then go, all right, we'll do better next time. You know what I mean? It's just not that deep. Misa
still plays the game?
We were talking about this before.
I know we talked about it, but I heard LatAm and I was like, oh, okay, like one shot, and then some of like the Miklon guys, right? I didn't know we were talking about Misa. Misa's an OG. To be fair, I did name every player on this roster. I know. I think I was looking at my phone. I'm sorry.
Did you forget that Misa is Spanish?
No, it didn't register. I had an ADHD moment. I'm sorry. That's
been like, you can summarize this entire commentary with both of us just having ADHD. I think that's basically what's been happening.
Chat, on a scale of 1 to 10, how purple is your pancake?
What does that mean? Is that like some ADHD lingo that I don't know about? Is this like that time when you're using the term spoons and I was like, whoa, buddy. That
Okay.
one's not for you.
I feel like that term, I had a different understanding of that term as like mental capacity
Okay.
rather than like a specifically geared towards depression.
Oh, spoons being depression? No, it's still not depression, but
What?
it isn't. So, okay, maybe I need more than 10 minutes after the stream.
Okay.
1, to watch an episode of Smiling Friends, and 2, to explain spoons. Chat, is anyone familiar with spoons?
Yeah, we eat with them.
Yes.
Got him. Thank you. I'll be here all week.
I'm getting a whole lot of nothing in chat right now, so I'm gonna assume either there's a delay or 2, we don't know.
Like, you're talking about spoons in terms of the... I don't even know how to put it. My brain is fried. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like a chronic illness thing.
Oh, that's... Okay, someone did just say that in chat.
Yeah, disabled people or... Yeah. Thank you, Strings. Okay, yes.
No, okay, I do remember us having this conversation now. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yes. This is actually quite a instructional moment. If you want to explain it fully.
It's really not the easiest thing to explain, I suppose, in terms, because it's a lot of like, it's one of those things where you like build it up in language, and it's a different thing to be a translator than to just be someone who understands something, I suppose. But when you're describing spoons, it's like it was just a term coined by people who have chronic illnesses or disabilities, and they it's their way of almost describing like units of energy. And so I guess in the sense, like, your usage of it made sense in the context, but not in the sense that it was like due to like a chronic illness, I suppose.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It was very jarring when I was like, I've never heard like people like with chronic illness, like they'll tend to refer to each other as spoonies. I don't know if anyone is offended by that term, but I am not. So it's like I've never heard a non-spoonie use that term, so I was like, whoa. Yeah.
I guess I didn't. I think I've heard it in conversation like a couple times and didn't understand it was like specifically like meant to be used by certain people.
If it's like a gate-kept term necessarily, but I was like, I've only known it as like it being like the difference between like, oh, I've just had a long day versus like I am struggling to get this together because of it. The way to measure your energy levels, set amount of spoons per day and various tasks. Exactly. Yeah, Strings got it on the head.
I'm learning so much.
I hope this is instructional. I know we're not just like delaying the tournament, by the way. We're just sitting here yapping. It was either this or have a break. Spoons is kind of like the meat energy, except you can't eat more meat to regain it. Yeah, you can't sprint anymore.
We are gamers. We must make gaming analogies.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could eat the meat. The meat just might be something else. Depends who you are.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. There's actually a Wikipedia article I'll send that to you too, Magic.
Okay, yes, we're all learning so much here.
I generally agree with it, and it was probably written by another Misa Jeff. But which one's the real Jeff? We'll never know.
We will never know. We are in grand finals for swim or sink Great White 172. We've got Formoka versus the Chill Guys.
The Chill Guys. We're just chill guys.
We are just chill guys.
All right. Well, we do have one shot planted on the perfect charger position that no one likes to see if you're playing against it. Was that spawn armory saving Synapse there? That hurt to watch.
That did hurt to watch as well. The other thing that's hurting my brain a little bit is the fact that I think both of them probably just agreed, like, yeah, you know what? This is a leader game. And decided to both play E-Leader, which I haven't seen probably in years. An E-Leader mirror match.
I think probably the thought process here is that Formoka was like, well, we know what one shot is going to play no matter what. So we have the flexibility knowing they're probably not going to have a pencil to use one of our own and deal with that range with our own choices here. So I can respect the prediction plays for sure.
I do too.
If I'm playing against one shot, I'm probably not gonna try and meet him at his, like, I'm not gonna fight fire with fire. That's what I'm saying. Is I'm scared, but that's just me personally. That's my confidence levels. If you're a god walking among us, then you'll probably pick leader if you want to fight against one shot.
The other thing I'm confused about is the sploosh pick?
I'm not.
Is that a Jeff thing? Is that
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you are really not with the times. I suppose.
I'm really
That's like
not
his
with the
thing.
times.
Yeah, that is like Jeff's thing. I think there's only like maybe 1 or 2 map modes where he doesn't play it. Maybe, if I'm remembering correctly. I had a little, like, a brief period of time where I played a lot of Sendoku with that Jeff. But like otherwise, that is what you will see. Is some form of sploosh, and he is just that guy.
Like, he is what all of the solo queue Timmys aspire to be.
Yes, yeah, he's the blueprint.
The proto gamer.
Yep.
Oh, that's so funny. Well, they're doing a great job. Chill Guys in the lead halfway through the game, looking to try and knock this thing out right here, right now. Big ol' hammer coming through, trying to get some jumps, stop them in their tracks. Unfortunately, that's going to be a cap going to the side of Formoka. Although it's not going to last long, it seems like.
Yeah, I mean, hey, at least we have the water lowered. We can look at things like that and say we still have nice things. And we do see, oh wow, I love Spec Cam. This Stamper is just going to be wrecking house here on that left side. And it seems like now we're just camping underneath a little bit here, waiting for people to approach. Okay, well, that was a very Looney Tunes-esque pick with the hammer. We were talking about that before this. Anyway.
We were talking about Looney Tunes before this, actually. We were talking about Yosemite Sam.
Yeah. All because of New Jersey. If you know, you know.
New Jersey. Why do we have to talk about New Jersey? I don't want to talk about New Jersey.
Damn.
Not right now. Not right now. I don't want to talk
Make
about
that 30 minutes, Magic. We're pushing back your bedtime.
No! Alright. Formoka is going to have to get this one right now. Unfortunately, dying in the zone is not going to help that, and they do it twice, in fact. Misa doing a wonderful job of guarding that, playing around that curling, that wall, and all in all, just solid play from Chill Guys, and I don't know, this I feel like nothing has changed in 2 years. just the Latin American crew coming through and winning SOS. Nothing has changed.
I love Cactus knows what I'm talking about when I say Yosemite Sam and New Jersey. I'm so glad. Thank you. As a New Jersey resident, he knows.
I just got the GIF. The Kermit GIF. Oh my god.
But you've seen it before, haven't you?
No, I haven't.
You haven't? Oh,
no.
wow.
Well, I've seen the animated one, but I haven't seen this one specifically.
I believe Pico and Andy asked for that one to be made. To no one's surprise.
To no one's surprise. I mean, like, that is their GIF.
Yeah, it really is. They've claimed it. It was a job that had to be done. Anyway. Tower control on Mako, a map that is now dear and near and dear to my heart, for all the wrong reasons. But hey, we have. I was talking about this one earlier with.
No, I know.
Yeah. Okay, just the AO got me alarmed. It set off the bells. So, I mean, hey, chill guys. They play very sneaky. This map has a lot of good sneaky routes. They're going to have to keep Jeff in check. That's for sure, number one. And then number two is on top of that, they're going to have to win gunfights against Misa, which is also a tall order. So,
right, like, conventional wisdom is like, okay, well, how do you beat a sploosh? Right, I feel like this is something that isn't super talked about in, like, serious competitive discussions. Because it's kind of like you just, you don't let the sploosh in. And people understand what you mean when you say that. But then when you get down to it and there's a really good sploosh on the other side of your screen, you start thinking about how exactly do I achieve that goal? And it is with bombs, it's with spacing, it's with being very good at being aware of your map, keeping your map open, and really shutting it down specifically so that they can't make any progress. But it's hard. It's actually hard when there's a competent sploosh on the other side.
Yeah, it's going to be rough. And you already see here both Misa and Real Jeff trying to take on these off angles very early in that game there. Just barely dodging the members of 4Mocha, but it looks like we were able to get 3 members down already. Jeff getting ready with that hammer under this ledge here is going to just toss it up into their plat and hoping to get some picks. Does not come out with any. Looking like we're kind of just stalling the tower here because our tower riders went down for a bit, and just holding mid as long as we can. It's tower control. It's what we do.
I also really like how Jeff uses the curling bombs. Right? I feel like curling bombs are such an underutilized sub weapon at times. Right? Like some people are just like playing weapons with curling bombs and don't really understand how useful they can be. But like cooking them, throwing them as you're kind of like kiting back, like it's really strong at like preventing people from following you and creating a lot of paint and creating a lot of like annoying choke point pressure. And so I think that the way that Jeff has been using it is like really solid. One Shot just decided to go all the way in with that Kraken and then dip right back out. It's so funny watching this very unique composition play and just work so well.
Yeah, it's certainly something to see. I do really like seeing these unconventional comps for sure, because it kind of throws a curveball at folks like 4Mocha who are kind of used to seeing like the same maybe 6 or 7 weapons just slotted in different ways into comps, and this is probably a bit of a learning experience for them if they're not used to playing against the members of Chill Guys, which at this point they probably have played against them, but it never gets that much easier, does it?
No, definitely does not, because they're probably not scrimming against them, that's for sure. Because who wants to scrim against the sploosh player? It's right.
Wow.
So, I mean, like, no, but seriously, like when you're thinking about like going and finding a scrim, you're thinking like, all right, well, I want to go against like some players who are strong, who like know what they're doing, and like are going to be playing like weapons that I'm going to be playing against consistently. Like, you don't want to practice against the sploosh. Like, not only will it feel like, oh, I can't believe I'm wasting my time, it'll feel like, oh, well, I'm not getting any useful practice in, right?
you didn't have me in the first half, but then I realized what you were saying, and it's like, yeah, I would only be scrimming against this team just to learn how to play against this team specifically. That's where I'm getting at. I was like, you're like, oh, I want to play against the best. Well, like, yeah, Jeff is really good. People know him. He was in DivX last time I saw him in Moody. Like, people know this guy. That's you're on your own there, bud.
All right. I didn't.
Let's
did
get
I
you back
say?
to bed, Grandpa.
Oh my god. Anyways, we've got Formoka, who is finally turning the tides on this match. Minute 30 left to go on this tower riding situation. Formoka doing a wonderful job. Hershey's just doing so well on this pencil, and they've got the strikes down. They've got the clearance on the checkpoint. Jeff is not able to find this pick on the tower, as once again Tickle is just absolutely tearing it up with the Zipcaster. No curling cook on the jump, and that's actually going to be such an important miss. This is going to be Tickle able to find one shot and completely shut down the rest of Chill Guys. This is probably going to be the game.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Like, with a minute left to go, Chill Guys is really gonna have to get back into this very quickly. It's not that easy to push on Macomar, and it's kind of looking bleak given the fact that two of them just went down, and we are looking at the last checkpoint here. So we see Mocha just getting into a good spot to rain down shots on the members of Chill Guys, who are kind of just stuck in their base dealing with the remaining members of Formoka. So yeah, it's a bit of a rough spot here. You see all of this green paint and coverage. Okay, well, hey.
Ooh, a beautiful collateral from One Shot. And I feel like I haven't seen one of those in forever, but it is a very welcome sight. Jeff is going to try and turn these tides with this ink, with that hammer. If he can just get it down. They really need to stay on this tower, but it's going to be so hard with Hershey right there raining down. Finally, that pencil does collapse. But it's not gonna be enough because there was a tri-strike user waiting for that moment, and that's gonna be Formoka back on the board. This is gonna be an interesting grand final set.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Hey, I'm all for the back and forth set that it seems like we're going to be getting here, and with Rainmaker Humpback, this is like prime territory for things like the hammer or Vac, or like, I hate to say it, but in other terms it's kind of cheesy.
Yeah. I don't love the term cheesy. I think it's overused and kind of lost its meaning at this point. I think it's right, but there's not a lot of way
to describe this map.
I was like, there's not a lot of other good ways to describe it.
Look, I reserve that term for very special circumstances, and unfortunately, it seems like Rainmaker Humpback has kind of gotten to a cheesy state, and that can kind of happen when there's like 5 good Rainmaker maps in the whole game, and then we play the same 5 maps for a long time, and we've kind of figured out what strategies work on it, even if they're unconventional. And then when we see a strategy that is kind of unconventional that works on it, we go, oh, this is kind of cheesy. But I feel like Humpback is kind of like prone to cheese just in general. Like, you can probably remember all the times in Splatoon 2 where quote unquote cheese was popular on some form of Humpback.
So much stuff, so much. Just like Baller, right? Like, let's not forget how annoying Baller was in those choke points. Let's not forget how annoying it was to have to fight against like Inkjet over the wall. Like, the thing is, I think there's so many ways to completely clear out that area right around the wall on Humpback that it feels like it should be defendable, but in reality it's not. And so it feels like, oh, we should be able to stop them at the door, but most of the time it is once they're at the door, they're gonna be getting through.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's definitely the biggest choke point on the map, and then you have all those corners to deal with after you get past that point. But this map is also all about that initial pop. We see that going out to the members of Chill Guys there. Mocha standing back a little bit here, gets that cooler out rather quickly, and it seems like we have it active on both teams right now.
Cooler active, and we're going to be seeing the aggros move forward like a unit, like a crew of ants coming at a piece of bread from different angles, and they're gonna pick it up, lift it, and bring it back home.
Are you
That's
okay?
what we're gonna do with this Rainmaker. I'm not good. I'm better than good. Jeff is in the trenches.
I guess you could say it's like a pack of mice finding a piece of cheese. Am I right? Because it's humpback. Yeah. Anyway. And it's like this nice shade of yellow where it's like it reminds me of like the plastic cheese. You get that at the Kalahari, and you can dunk your pretzel.
Oh my gosh. Plastic cheese.
The Kalahari plastic cheese specifically as well.
Go to Riptide, everybody. That's Mocha going to be able to break this first checkpoint, going to be dodging the rain. They do have a good amount of pressure and specials up in the front of the field, doing a wonderful job at clearing this with that wiper, with the stamp. They're going to be able to land it all the way through to 25. They just were able to completely clear that thing out, and like it felt like Chill Guys had a good amount of positioning, right? Like it seemed like they were set up for a decent defense, and all of a sudden I just saw 3 go down on my screen. I was like, wow.
Yeah, 25 is quite the significant push here. I think Mocha might be dialing things back a little bit here, and probably just, I suppose, getting people into different positions for the remainder of the game, looking out for people like Jeff, which I'm glad they can account for right now as that Rainmaker and know that he's not running around doing something crazy because they have a giant radar on their screen telling them where Jeff is right now. Looking like they were able to drop that, not quite getting that checkpoint though. A nice biking jelly passing by us in the foreground. I'm so glad we got to see that. Just loving the ambiance of this tournament, really.
And that's what we're here for, right? We're here for the ambiance. I'm your host, Magic 8 Ball. All right, what I do want to talk about is, like you said, Mocha's probably going to be switching into a bit more of a defensive position in this map, right? Like, they're going to be putting the Rainmaker on this tough-to-grab spot. They're going to be trying to play for their lives, try and make sure that they don't go too far down, that they don't let anyone through. What the issue is that most teams don't understand how to do that correctly, I think, right? Like, so many times in tournaments like Low Ink or even like SAC, and on occasion, like, teams will try and play that defensive position, right? Like, they'll say, oh, we've got a good push, we don't need to do anything, we can just like kind of sit back. But there's a difference between sitting back and playing in power positions that are hard to remove so that you don't end up going in a multiple down situation. And I think that that's what Mocha is doing correctly, right? Like, Synapse is still here on the front side taking fights, but is also allowing someone like Tickle here to find these crazy picks and get a lot of pressure on the backfield.
Yeah, it's a lot of continuing your role, but putting some variation in the scenarios that you put yourself in to sustain what you currently have,
yes,
rather than try and bargain for something else. So that's largely what we've been seeing here so far. A lot of building up the specials. We do see these strikes are sitting ready there, and we just don't need to pop them. Like, we can if we want to right now, so we can maybe push our teammates into the plat of our opponents, but looking like we're not even going to bother, trying to push that Rainmaker much further. We're going to pull it backwards a little bit in the face of danger, but wow, all right. Looks like we took the long route all the way around just to get that pick, but with 30 seconds left to go, I would say the damage is mostly done. They're kind of in a rough spot here. That they've got splash wall users. We're going to drop them in front of that Rainmaker as much as possible, and just abuse the timer is probably the best term I have for it.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, the game's most likely. Yeah, especially with those two members going down right in the front field, like that is a one game, and it was a one game back with a minute left. Like they did such a good job at playing that win condition, right? And that's what it is. They understood. All they needed to do was play in that solid formation where they're contending the right fights, but also not letting the members of Chill Guys have those avenues to open up the game. Very, very solid play from Formoka in 2 games straight.
Yeah, feels like they're definitely trying to come back from the rough start they had to the set, for sure. And going into Clan Blitz on Umami, this is another one of those maps where they're gonna have to worry a little bit about how they're positioned 24/7, but so far, like, they've done an amazing job at holding the right positions at the right times, dialing back when they need to, pushing forward when they need to, and keeping the right people on the side of Chill Guys in check.
Who do you think is the most important person on Chill Guys to make the difference in the last 2 games so that they can send this one to a game 5?
I think looking back on it, Tickle is probably one of their largest playmakers. You could see a lot of times just running into their spawn, playing chaos, the same way that Jeff kind of has for Chill Guys. But I think the reason why it's been working out for them a little bit better is just because of, to put it kind of, I suppose harshly, is just it's the way that they have their team laid out. So on Chill Guys, you have like a very big difference between your most aggressive player and your backliner. You have somebody who is gonna have their feet planted in one spot and get these crazy picks from there, versus you're dealing with, I believe it's Harshi on the side of Formoka, and Harshi is like just going to be running all over the place trying to get as much coverage as possible and flexing between painting the map and getting picks. Like, they're just good at both. Like, that is point blank period. That is the truth of the matter. So I think having that flexibility has been working out for them quite a bit, and with Tickle being able to run in behind and deal with one shot and distract one shot from the one goal they do very well, that's been working out for them quite well.
Yeah, like Chill Guys is all in on that aggressive playstyle, and so when they're getting disrupted on achieving that goal, the flexibility of having that paint option of being able to put out coolers is the difference maker. And I think that Misa switching to Roller is the perfect switch up here to not only lean even further into that goal of just going for aggressive plays, but also to have things like the bubble so they can sustain their pushes longer and use it in choke points like this to fight against players like Synapse who are going to have that wall and have those defensive options. Unfortunately, Tickle is still in this video game.
Yeah, Tickle is still going to be in that game. They have a hammer now, so we do see some contest to, you know, having that big get in your face special, right? So looks like we're kind of stalling out for time a little bit here, kind of waiting to get some more information before proceeding, and I can respect that quite a bit. Though you wait around long enough, for sure a Roller is going to come at you.
And Roller did come. The Roller will play. If they build it, it will come. There's still a lot of mid-ground presence, though, from Formoka. They're not letting go of this anytime soon, and because of that, One Shot is going to have a lot of trouble finding areas to set up. I guess, though, if you're not setting up and instead playing for your Kraken, it really doesn't make too much of a difference. And now we are seeing the Chill Guys turn this thing around, get One Shot into a good position to try and dominate this match. And it seems like they're going to start it with a pick on Harshi.
Yeah, I obviously get... Okay. I love every time we go to one shot, we always get a beautiful collateral moment just like that one. And we now see enraged Jeff juggling these 2 power clams, does have that hammer ready, he's going to move out of that bubble there, and perhaps, yeah, gets it popped into their base. Now we're pushing all the way down to 28 in one push. It feels like this entire game so far that we've just been pulling back that rubber band as far as we possibly can, and just letting it go is going to release that huge snap, and that is what we got from it.
I feel like Chill Guys is playing this almost like a glass cannon playstyle, right? Where they're all in on offense and they're really going to struggle on defense. And if they're not careful, then this could be the push that completely shatters them. As we see Tickle trying to get some glass clams in. There's a jump in with the power and Clams in front. That's the lead for right now, but I feel like it's not going to be just the lead for long. Formoka is going to try and finish this thing up. They've got the clams to do it very quickly. There's only Hershey left alive, only 4 points on the board, and Formoka is not going to be able to turn this one into a victory right now and end the set. They're still gonna have to play for a few more minutes.
Few more minutes for sure, but that's, you know, not to say if Chill Guys can do anything about this, right? They do have that pity clam sitting under their basket there as well. That roller is going to be taken out, but that should be no big deal if they're able to sustain the positioning they have right now. It is going to be quite hard though. One shot dealing with Hershey, kind of pre-firing them from behind that snipe area. So really have to be careful with these positions, build up a lot of paint just organically here before we can get into a confident position where we can get those beautiful collaterals that we've been seeing so far out of one shot. So how do we get from A to B, Magic? Like how if you're them, how do you get a push here?
Okay, so first of all, you start with this Kraken, right? You allow one shot to make some progress without having to be in a little bit of a dangerous situation. Then that opens up Jeff, that opens up Misa to try and get some things going with that pressure from the Kraken. Unfortunately, they were not able to do so. It seems like Tickle has a little bit of their number, and they are going to start this push once again with some strikes, with some specials. Though I don't know if this was a bit too much of an investment on the side of Formoka. They used up basically all of their specials. They don't have the cooler at the ready just yet. They're going to be trying to pick up a lot of these clams to manipulate the clam spawns and have Chill Guys not have as much in the tank as they need. There is a Kraken on the side and a cooler on the side of Chill Guys to try and make this thing happen. With 30 seconds left, this is going to be a mountain to climb. I've seen it happen before on this map mode, and that's how it starts, is with a collateral from One Shot Siren. This could be the turnaround.
I told you, it keeps happening, and it looks like One Shot had some knowledge we didn't. Does find that wiper. That's going to be 3 down. They
They didn't have the clams. Wait, okay, Jeff has the power. Jeff has the power. They've got a couple of clams to keep this thing going for a little bit longer. They've got some beacons as well. One Shot's the jumping point, but no, that's so unfortunate. One Shot did not throw down the power clam before going into Kraken in the heat of the moment, and that means that no one could pick it up, and he couldn't land the play. Because imagine, right, like it was only what, 28 plus 36 is 60 something, and they needed to get to 4. Those 2 power clams would have dropped it down 40. They only would have needed like 6, maybe 5 more clams after that, which is peanuts, and they would have had so much more time to do it. But those 5 seconds where Jeff had to like frantically build a clam, not only did they lose their position, but then they had to just give up everything to try and get that one in, and the members of Formoka were able to walk right back to that basket and shut everything down. What a crazy finals.
Yeah, I can't quite say that's what I was expecting to happen there. Like, I was excited. We saw that collateral. My energy was going up. I was ready for a show. And then that could make a grown man cry, is watching that power clam just to dissolve into paste right in front of you when you need it the most.
Oh gosh, that was painful too. Like, I really thought that One Shot was going to come out of there in time, right? Like it was actually super close.
Yeah. I was a non-doomer. What's the opposite of a doomer? A dreamer? A hoper?
A coper.
A coper. Yeah, that's me. Yep.
But congratulations to 4 Mocha, quite honestly, right? Like, I mean, from when we first saw them in the semifinals match, like they were cooking something different. They were a step above. They were in MasterChef while everyone else was in MasterChef Junior, in my opinion. And that set was a great showing from Chill Guys, but 4 Mocha definitely seemed like they had this under control from the start.
Yeah. All right, well, I think it's just about time for you and I to sign off. Anything you would like to plug?
No, not really. I mean, follow the Splatlands accounts on social media, as well as the CCA accounts on social media. Other than that, I don't have anything. How about you?
Sign up for Get On My Level if you are in Canada or out of Canada and you have a passport. I'd like to remind you that Get On My Level is nice and affordable. Canadian dollar tanking. So just do it.
Just do it, like Nike, but we're not sponsored. Don't sue us.
No, Nike from Team Olive with a Y. Yeah.
All right. Well, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, that's going to be the last SOS of 2024 IPL. Thank you for having us on. I've been Magic 8-Ball.
I'm Kyo-chan DXD. See ya.